UN Spacey Wolf Squadron. This is your Wolf Commander Wolf 10 Mia. I am your werewolf. Merry Christmas, everybody. In case you guys don't catch the stream, Merry Christmas to everyone for tomorrow. It's going to be probably a quick stream, maybe, but this will be a good time for anybody who's joining me today to ask away of the Wolf Commander, and I shall answer to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my abilities. Ask me just about anything, or this will be a good time for you guys to suggest topics for this coming year for the Wolf Commander Rambles series. We can also talk about potential future rewatch material for me and Owen Lister if he can acquire said material. Of course, the Traveling Immaculate Scribe, I Mendoza could provide the link for anybody to watch the material that we can rewatch on. But let me start by saying that I have been blessed to have you guys as my legion, my UN Spacey Wolf Fleet, if you will. But let me welcome those who have responded today. Melissa Harris will be here with us for a few minutes, of course. But by no means, everybody, you guys are not obligated to stay here long. I'd rather you guys would definitely be here for at least a few minutes and attend to your families for these trying times. Family is important for every one of us. And pretty soon, when I get offline, I will definitely be phoning in my family momentarily and talk to them about what's coming next year. But I have been blessed to have you guys around. Very blessed. It's been quite a ride. And we have Big Al wishing us a Merry Christmas. And let's not forget Brian Gil Martin, who is also going to be spending dinner with his folks, but also will probably wishing us a Merry Christmas as well. So thank you for being with us today, Al. I don't know how long you're going to stay here, but much appreciated. So, like I said, as you see in the screen, it is a fun Q&A stream. So, ask me on topics that you probably have missed. Ask me to elaborate on certain topics that I didn't get a chance to elaborate or wasn't able to elaborate, or that I failed to elaborate more on. Ask away. But let me get the rambling. Like I said, blessed to have you guys here. Blessed to be part of this community of geeks, of revered and spiritual people, of those who are of curious mind and curious spirit, those who are here to learn but also here to ramble with me. It's been quite a journey for all of us and for me as well to make this YouTube channel mean something for once, instead of just me just having random streams here and there, gaming streams. A year's worth of cringe, if you will. And Big Al has said, just me and Mom for Christmas, though my cousin gave me a gallon of Old Bay hot sauce for Christmas. That sounds spicy. I would like to try that one day. I have some presents too that I'm anxious to open tomorrow. My mom have sent me and my wife a package full of presents, and I'm like curious to see what we got. And of course, Melissa Harris gives us our send off. She says I got to get going, but Merry Christmas to you and the entire Professor Geek group, and I want to wish you a Happy New Year's too. Thank you, Melissa Harris. Happy New Year's to you too as well. One thing I could say is, like I said, I was very nervous to even consider doing streams on YouTube. I didn't think I had the voice for it, let alone the confidence for it. But thanks to Ishii and Kat Rocha, J. Ishii Finney and Kat Rocha Finney, I was actually able to build the confidence and the profound personality that I've built within this series of the Wolf Commander Rambles. So So if they catch this stream on Backwatch, I would like to thank them personally for giving me the opportunity to get my voice out there and voice my concerns of our nation, my people, many concerns that also concern the current talk of newsworthy sensations and what's going to be going forward this coming year, which I definitely is going to continue doing these Wolf Command rambles to the best of my abilities in case something new happens within the year, whether my job reopens or not. Definitely going to be balancing this and the jobs. Hopefully, the aim will be to be able to profit, whether it's through my comic or through YouTube. Trying the two jobs thing, be working at the theater and also being able to work off of YouTube at the same time. But again, wish Melissa Harris a very happy and Merry Christmas, everybody. She's been through the ringer thus far. I last time I checked, since the mini streams we been in, I've heard her plights and her issues, and hopefully gonna get those. She's gonna be able to get those out of the way and be able to tackle those issues and be all the better for it. To be exact, her and her son Jake, of course. Hopefully, he's doing just fine as well. Brian Martin says, "I got my parents a Visa gift card for Christmas. Hopefully, they can find something they like with it." Me and my wife have sent my nieces and nephews some gift cards too. I usually advise them to save their money, but they can do what they want with it. They're I will say this: they're very smart and bright young kids, very sharp, sarcastic too, just like their mothers and fathers before them. I've gotten to talk to most of my nieces and nephews, the knuckleheads, and got a bit of got a bit of an idea of what they like and what they dislike, and got got a sense of what makes them tick here and there. I learned that when my cousins, my nephews, is a bit of an artist himself, but of said artistry, I don't know yet. I would love to go out there and visit one of these days. Well, the aim is to visit family next year, and see where his art skills is at. I would love to follow up my niece, who was also doing a bit of little art herself. She was she wanted me to teach her how to do art, and I was doing that for like every year when I go out there to visit for Christmas. And I want to see where she's at, or is she just stopped arting for a while. But I hear that she wants to get into a dance group, which is interesting because moms want her to at least try to do something else with her life. But I told her, like, here's the thing, uh, both my mom and my niece, like, just remember to if you're gonna go, I told my niece, if you're gonna go to college, at least if anything, major in business for yourself, so you can learn how to conduct a business or build a business. Whatever venture you go into, you have a business mind going into it. Yes, you want to do it for the fun. Yes, you want to do it if you want to do art. Dancing is an art itself. Sorry, I didn't mean to tap my mic there, but dancing is an art too. And the art that I teach you can also be a business too. Make sure whatever you do in life is built around a business model. So you want to enjoy doing what you love, but you also want to make money off of it. Not saying that you should always go into the idea of you don't want to go into the idea of you want to have money like coming to you out of the blue. Just make sure that you have something to provide for your business, like merch, or you just gotta make sure you profit from the thing that you love, especially if you enjoy doing what you love. Like, even if you're not profiting off of it. At least you're enjoying doing what you love. But if you make money for it, all the better. So that's what I try to impart onto my nieces and nephews, but mainly my niece that's from my brother. I try to encourage her to go with the mindset of self-sufficiency and self-reliance, and also taking personal responsibility too, because that's something that the youth needs to learn growing up. There's not enough fathers in the black community to speak of. Not nearly enough. There's some, but I'm saying active fathers is what I'm talking about. Active fathers that are active in the child's lives, and that's a big issue that's now have been completely ignored within many of the black community that not operating in the community. So I try to at least try to impart some wisdom onto these young lads and these young girls, being a male role model to them as an uncle. Big Al has asked, "What is your traditional Christmas dinner?" I don't really have one, Al. I don't think we do much Christmas dinner growing up. I would say if we did have dinner, which I'm sure we have done Christmas dinners. My mom used to cook fried chicken, uh, corn, string beans, the basic stuff, kind of the basic stuff. She usually just cook the basic stuff like chicken, string beans, corn, mashed potatoes, all that good stuff. You know, we kind of live a boring, comfortable life. Me growing up, me being a younger tyke. Uh, as far as like traditional, I think that's as far as traditional we can get. I don't think we ever had. I'm sure. I'm sure I spotted eggnog here and there, but I never. I tried drinking eggnog, but I didn't like it. I didn't even like the smell. Christmas fruit cake. I don't think we ever had that in our household, but I think I have tried fruit cake at my original place of employment when I worked at the military hotel. There was a variety of foods that they cooked, from Filipino dishes to traditional American dishes. But I did try fruit cake there, and I remember liking it. I do remember liking fruit cake. As far as like yams, I never liked yams, especially at family cookouts and family dinners and family reunions. Never liked candy yams. I did like catfish when catfish was available. I enjoyed catfish. Um, I'm sure we had that a few times when we had family dinners. Uh, we've had ribs, sometimes turkey, of course, sweet potato pie, which I've since stopped eating sweet potato pie because years ago I ate so much that I upchucked it when I was a kid, and I was like, you know what, I'm never eating sweet potato pie anymore. I think I've had my fill. That was like the end of it. It's like it seems like whenever time I puke something at times, I was like, you know what, I'm done. Maybe that's my body telling me like you had too much of a good thing and you need to stop eating it at this point, or at least cut down on eating it if you're gonna keep puking. Brian Gilmartin states that self-sufficiency is pretty lacking in today's youth. It is true that the youth is they're really teaching the youth to abandon sufficiency. They're conditioning the youth to be more dependent. Dependency is now the new range within, especially within the social progressive ideology. They're asking our youth to have their hand out most of all, or at least have their hand held throughout majority of their lives. And it's sad to say because I was never raised on that. I was never raised on my hand being held, let alone being raised on my hand being held out and asking for something. I was raised on going out and obtaining success, going out to get success, whether I've landed a job that I know I'm going to be comfortable working for the rest of my life, even if it may not be that high paying job that most people dream about, or if I study hard enough to attain that high paying job or invest in a career. Now we're in the precipice where you can find ways to have that dream job. It may not be as what you would have imagined when you first grew up on, but now people are now business owners or business people through YouTube, through social media, for good or ill. You know, social influencers and all that stuff. They're pretty much businessmen and businesswomen at this point. Now now more so than ever, it's getting to the point where you don't really need to have big business to promote yourself or dedicate yourself to get into it. And that's what I'm gonna try to aim for in the near future. I'm gonna see what try I'm gonna try to experiment on what works and what doesn't work in small businesses, especially working from home and working and continue to work at the military base that I'm working at. I'm gonna see where that leads to, where that's taking me. Long term goal would be to move to Arizona. I told my mom this, like, that's the long term goal. It's not saying I'm gonna attempt to move out of state this year. No, that's not the plan. The plan is to build my business first and then start talking about moving out of state. Hopefully that I'll see the light at the end of the tunnel and reach the light at the end of the tunnel on that. But let me move on. Brian Gilmore says, I'll have some prime rib for Christmas dinner tonight. That is sweet, dude. Back out talking about food and traditional food. Prime rib was our traditional prime rib was our traditional dinner, but not lately. Hoping to get some Southern Maryland stuffed ham. Ham was not my Why Arizona, he asks. Eh, several reasons. One being I hear is I hear the cost of living is a lot better out there, or at least mo- mostly to do with I'm leaving California because California is over the years California has become a sissy state at this point. From where I'm standing, it's a sissy state. We roll over too much for everything, just about everything in the state. From the from letting the government run us to our government official enforcing lockdowns. This is like the second time they locked us down, and there's no stated through line to as to where we're gonna reopen. And I've only worked for at least like 5 6 weeks thus far. My days of working employment is limited as well, and yes, I can get another job. That's a simple solution, and it's very simple. It's to pretty much get another job, which I'm willing to do. So far, the only job openings, and I'm willing to swallow my pride on, is fast food restaurants and Target and Walmart. I specifically want to work at Walmart. Second reason would be second reason is simply because Kat and Ishi are there, and I wouldn't mind having them as neighbors, or at least them either me coming to visit them or them coming to visit me, and we can just talk books and geek stuff. I I want to go. If anything, I want to go where I know where I can find people I'm familiar with. So that's another reason why I would want to move out there, is because at least if I'm out there, I know that I won't be surrounded by strangers that much, or at least I'll find people that won't become strangers, because I'm very friendly, you guys. I make fast friends easily, or at least I make people feel good or feel comfortable around me. If any of you guys ever catch any streams with me and Troy, you see how quickly I make friends, or at least how quickly I talk to people and get them in a sense of security and comfort. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to move. And another reason is, well, I thought about moving out of state years ago. Even when I think I was in high school, I was thinking about moving out. I always imagine myself moving out of state. I need to make that into a reality. It should not just be a dream or an imagination. I want to make that into a reality. My sister, my youngest sister, is already living in Texas to study law, and I think she graduated or she's on the cusp of graduating. But she's still studying law in Texas, or where is she? Yeah, she's in Texas. And like I said, I want to know what it's like to live out of state. Even my no, I think my sister's in Tennessee, and I think my grandma's in Texas. So I want to know what it's like to live out of state. And if I like Arizona enough, or at least or whatever state I move in, if I like it enough, I'll live out there for the rest of my days, regardless of where the changes are coming. As I said, I will say this: at least it's better than California. Or at least I can just leave California with no regrets. And shockingly, my mother did not give me any pushback on when I said that long term goal. She's like, "Do you want like well, good luck on that one. If you want to move out there, stay safe, be safe. We can always visit you out there too. You're not that far away from us." I'm like, "Yes, it's also convenient for anybody who comes to visit me." A car away. Funnily enough, I heard from my niece that her mother wants to move to Las Vegas, or at least she's going to move into Las Vegas. So it's like equal parts trendy and equal parts. That's just a stated goal that I wanted to go. I didn't mean to go on a long tangent about that. I want to move on. Let's go with Brian Gilmartin's comment right here. New Jersey is very similar in how people just accept big government without any real pushback. Yeah, it's at this point where you know I'm not for big government to dictate how I can and how I choose to live like an American in this country, especially if this country is supposed to be called the land of the free, and they're trying to depose that notion of this country being the land of the free, which it still is the land of the free, regardless of restrictions that they start to put in, because we're going to exercise our freedom all the time, all the time, especially if everybody's out there having the freedom to do bad to other people. We have the state of freedom to do good around other people, to do right by people. So I don't understand why people are disillusioned by the idea that this country is not the country of the free, or the land of the free. They're always pushing this message that this was built on the backs of slaves. This was taken from the Native Americans. I'm like, you guys really need to extensively look at history and look at both sides. Both sides are not one side is not the entire victim of the other side's actions. If you're going to be talking about equality, you got to have that mindset going towards both sides. Period. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, or what ifs, or whatever's, or exceptions, or exceptional people, if you will. Anybody telling you that otherwise is I want to say this is a commie, or a commie in training, or a commie in disguise. Brian Gilmore laying down some positivity. On a positive note, I just ordered some stuff to perform an IPS screen mod for my GBA SP. I do not know what that is, or is that Game Boy Advance? Is that Game Boy Advance? That probably Game Boy Advance. I like his second comment here: equal rights, equal responsibility. Exactly. With great power comes great responsibility. Remember that, Pete. Remember that. So, what are my plans for next year? Which I'm pretty sure some of you might ask, or probably won't have the time to ask, let alone come up the mind to ask. My plans, as usual, is to further Wolf Commander Rambles. Hopefully, do some more rewatches. Get my Patreon completely set up so I can finally get some business going. Maybe set up some more online payment options. Get my art together so I can be able to make some money off my art. Finally, get my comic book written, drawn, and get it published one of these days. Edited first, but definitely published because it's high time that I need to get it finished. Character design has already been finalized. I still need to get the look of the world. That's on top of my list. The world of Eoth needs to be finalized, and I just set up the rules and regulations of the tournaments and the fight matches and stuff and set up power struggles and players into the fight. Who's going to be augmented and who's going to be sticking around, or which character I'm going to be saving later for the next volume, of course. Then, of course, hit up the tournament arc in the story itself. And next goal will be to write the second story that I'm going to be creating as well, called Not Your Heroes. That's a working title. Both comics have a working title. I might come up with a new title, hopefully. But Not Your Heroes is another comic book idea that I've been trying to put together, which is my space opera, which started off the backs of me mixing Star Wars and Star Fox together when I was a little kid. But I decided to get a brand new story out of it instead of just wearing my fan influences on the sleeve and just plagiarize when I was a little kid, of course. But yeah, that's one comic book idea I've been coming up with. I just might write a book. Um, Another comic book idea. I'm gonna probably turn that into a novel instead. I think the comic book idea that I had that I was going to college for, trying to put forth the idea on, which is Art of Sin. That might become a novel instead of a graphic novel. I think will probably work best as a graphic novel because it's gone through so many revisions in my mind that I finally settled on a new vision for it, which is the first book is gonna start with it's gonna start with a demon trying to escape from hell to experience the human world because he was so curious. And in that vision, demons can see Earth from down below. Now, how vividly they can see Earth, it depends on which circle they reside in. So the deeper they are in each circle is how far they can see it. But one demon can actually see Earth. Now he's not special, but he can see Earth just as vividly, but he can see shadows because he's one of the violence demons and he's in the violent circle of hell. So that should tell you how deep the vision of the visualization of Earth can be when you go down to down each level of hell. So he can see him. He can see us walking on the plane of existence, but we're shadows to him. Now, if he was in limbo, he could see us clearly. Now we'd be far away from the distance, but he can see us very vividly. But from where he resides in, which is the violent circle, I can't really tell you the number of the circle. I'm sure Al will probably help me out if he's still around. Which number of circle the violence resides in. But from that level, he cannot make out what we look like, apart from us being tiny ants at best, like dots. He can see us coming and going, busying and stuff like that, and that's what gets him curious. But In order for him to quote unquote escape from hell, he's going through each circle, and each circle has their own barrier guardian, and he has to get through those barrier guardians to break through each barrier, which eventually he's going to succeed. Long spoiler, he's going to succeed, of course. That's the whole idea of his journey. Now, where I'm going to go with that in the next book, I it can go either way. I'm still I'm mostly thinking about how each guardian represents and where they draw their powers from, because each demon that guards the gate that gets them to the next circle has their own power sets and weaknesses. So I often think of, well, how does Sloth work? How does Sloth really works? How he's going to fight his way if he does try to fight his way against a Sloth guardian? Because the Sloth demons are at their most powerful when they don't do anything. So if you try to attack a Sloth demon, you're basically fighting an oncoming locomotive, if you will. So I'm trying to imagine how the fight is going to go with that. I'm not going to say it on stream, but I got an idea of how I'm going to work that out. As far as him being a violence demon, he gets his powers from violence afflicted upon him. That's one idea I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about having him getting gaining more power the more violence afflicted upon him. Kind of like the way how Saiyans gain more power through each battle. They gain power through the wounds that they heal from in some aspects, but they also gain more power the more times they fight. So he's kind of like a Saiyan in that regard. But that's one story I want to write, definitely. It's been something I've been wanting to write for years since I started my first year of college. Of course, I want to resurrect certain stories too, but I might have to just abandon them because it's been too little, too late by that point to work on those stories I had going on years ago, and just work on the current ones I'm actually trying to get done, like after years, which is pretty sure some of you guys have seen a few of my characters on the Professor Geeks group, the Halloween pics I've shared thus far. It's gonna be that kind of material, but yeah. Next year's plans are also pretty much the repeat of this year, which I was barely able to get things done this year. Which the New Year's resolution for this year was self improvement, which I believe only one of those things I was able to do, which is exercise. I was able to work out my body. My body is actually a lot better. It's all the better for it. I'm actually impressed at how I was able to really condition my body to where I was really satisfied at the results. Even though I fell off a few times in the middle of this year, even towards the tail end of this year, I was able to push myself even further. And it's usually the workout routine was a little bit of push-ups, your basic push-ups, your sit-ups. Um, I didn't really do much stretching, but I'm actually trying to stretch more. I did a little bit of walking, you know, here and there. Back then, I was like walking like 3 hours. Then I moved up to 4 hours. Then I moved to 5 hours. Now I'm able to walk 6 hours a day, and I did it in the winter cold of all things. And let me tell you guys, one piece of advice I will have to give any of you guys: wear gloves when you walk in the winter cold, cause your hands will ice, or at least your hands will feel like they're icing. I mean, I walked out there with I foolishly walked out there at 4 o'clock in the morning, no 4:30 in the morning, and I was halfway. in the middle of my route, and my hands felt like I had laryngitis. And the longer I was out there, I remember putting my hands in my pockets for a while to warm them a little bit, even if it did very little to warm them. But it was something. But the more I stayed out there, the fatter they got, or at least they felt like they were getting fat. And let me tell you something. I was trying to cycle through music and I listen to music while I walk for fitness. I was having trouble moving my thumb to type the letters, and I had to switch thumbs every single time. I'm like, yep, never going out there without gloves ever again. That was that was really uncomfortable, but I soldiered on through it, and now it's like my hands have PTSD. I still kind of. It's not like they're freezing or like they feel like laryngitis, but there's more. Yeah, excuse me. There's movement in my hands still. Like I can move my hands really well, you know, but I still remember how cold they were. It's like a huge condition in your head that like you just still feel it, or at least you can vividly remember it in the feeling. And Brian Gilmore has this comment here, and he says, "My dad got me started on doing deadlifts a few weeks ago, and I'm already lifted past my body weight. That's good. Keep up the good work, dude." Uh, Future plans as far as next year's exercise worthiness. I really want to get into self defense classes. I really want to. I've been wanting to do it for the longest time since my friend had got me into kickboxing a bit, or at least if I can even call him my friend, or at least a schoolmate. Let's be fair. He was a schoolmate that got me into a bit of kickboxing, and I want to get back into that. I was heavily interested in learning kickboxing through him, and I never got around to learning finding a dojo, or at least finding a gym that teaches self defense that much. And it's available. It's crazy how gyms with self defense courses are now available in my area, and I never really gotten around to going there. Most in particular, their time schedules were conflicting with my work schedule, and I should not be using that as an excuse. I should be finding a way to work around my work schedule and being able to take time to learn self defense classes. So that's going to be my big goal for this year. The Guyver Patriot Owen Lister is in here, and his comment is, "Hey, well, just got done with the legendary Harry movie, The Deadpool. I had a lot of fun with it. My favorites are the first movie and Sudden Impact. The rest are good, though." That's good, dude. I don't have that, so we won't be doing any rewatching anytime soon. I did watch the original Dirty Harry, though. Don't remember it all the way. I gotta rewatch it for memory's sake. But yeah, Clint Eastwood is like one of the great actors and directors out there thus far, and I gotta give it to Clint Eastwood. He doesn't take any crap from anybody. He's the embodiment of all the tough, hardened characters that he plays in many a movie. I mean, heck, he's played a lack for a better term, a racist in a movie, and yeah, he's like the most entertaining character in that movie. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Gran Torino, he played a ex-military vet who had just recently lost his wife, and he makes nice with these Asian people that move, or at least the Hmong, as they're called. The Hmong are living next door to him, and he connects with this Hmong young lad after protecting him from his gangbanger cousin, and that resonated with me a bit too. Sometimes when I see minorities being plagued by inner city gangers, as I call them. A lot of people in the social progressive community try to hide that notion that they always want to paint up how the white oppressor is the biggest oppressor, but they never ever address the criminal oppressor within the communities. So I like to point that out. But yeah, that's one thing that's always resonated me in most black filming, Asian filming, and most cultural filming is that each race, each ethnic group has always had their criminal underbelly. With the Asians, you had the triads, the Japanese, the yakuza, the Italians, you had the mafia, of course, with several ties with other communities. The black community, you had the inner city gangs, the wannabe gangsters, like the Bloods, the Crips, and all that stuff, all that kind of stuff. And of course, the Mexican, Latins, you have the cartel. At least in the case of Mexico, you have the cartel. So they always want to sweep. It's strange how they want to sweep that under the rug all the time and make you believe that the white man is the biggest oppressor above everybody else. They make you blind to crime is what I'm saying. Or at least they try to give justification on crime or criminals. They're trying to humanize criminals every day when majority of the criminals don't need to be humanized. Some of these criminals are outright monsters. I'm saying that right now, even as a black man. Most of my people are outright monsters. I'm willing to admit that. You can get you can they can call me all kind of names all they want to. It really exposes them as the true racists if you ask me. But I'm speaking truth and facts on that one. Most of my people tend to have our fair share of monsters too. Owen Lister says, "Get the Dirty Harry collection. I personally recommend Sudden Impact. It was both produced and directed by Clint Eastwood himself. It really captures the first film well." You've been saying that a lot in a lot of streams, and you are not wrong about that, Owen. Chris P, hey Wolftan, listening to you while I'm at work, and keep up the good work. I'm sad that you have to work on a particular day, dude. I'd rather you not work today. I'd rather you just go home and enjoy and relax with your family and stuff. If you have family to visit or to come visit you. Brian Gil Martin has this comment and he says MS-13 is another Hispanic gang. Yep. That's the kind of thing I was pointing out in my stereotypes, archetypes, and mouthpieces stream, is that regardless of whether you get mad at seeing black folk, white folk, Mexican folk, any kind of folk being portrayed as criminals and thugs, that is true to life. Whether you like it or not, that is true to life. We have blacks that are thugs. We have Mexicans that are thugs. We have Hispanics that are thugs. We have Chinese that are thugs. They come in all crime comes in all walks forms of life. There's your equality there. Everybody, just about anybody can be a criminal. It's easy to be a criminal. It's easy to do crime. You know. Owen Lister. It shows how talented Clint Eastwood is as a director. I might check out other films too. There's Changeling, which stars Angelina Jolie. I'm giving you some recommendations. Changeling, um, Gran Torino. What's that one film where the two soldiers stop these terrorists from hijacking this train. There's that one, and the Traveling Immaculate Scribe Ivan Mendoza is here. Yo, man, what's up? Sorry I didn't reach your call last night on live. I'm gonna rectify that. Probably over the weekend. We'll chill. We'll hang out and play games, dude. I'm sorry. I was not up for it tonight. Last night, I mean. But yeah, great. Yeah, particularly Changeling and Gran Torino are my favorite of Clint Eastwood's directorial movies. Personal, because they kick a lot of butt in a way. He's also done. I think he done Richard Martin, the recent film that came out last year, I believe. No, Came out recently. Came out of this year. Richard Martin was another good one too. I only saw bits and pieces of Richard Martin though. Only bits and pieces, but from what I've seen thus far, it was actually not that bad. My wife's seen it completely though, and she liked it. She liked it a lot. We got bruh. We got 8 people watching. I didn't think there's. I did not think there would be that many people watching. Whoa, I'm shocked. I appreciate it, but nonetheless shocked. Why am I talking about social political issues on this stream? This is supposed to be a New Year's Eve fun stream, and you guys haven't been throwing any questions or any topic suggestions at all at me so far. Come on, guys, throw in some questions, suggest some topics, ask me to elaborate on points that I didn't get a chance to elaborate in post streams. And I'll still ramble and wait for anybody to comment because StreamYard takes too long to load up your comments. I'm sure you guys have thrown some comments in and still going through the process part of the comments, of posting comments. So yeah, I stated that I want to take a self-defense class and learn some kickboxing, maybe some Muay Thai. Continue to condition my body too. Definitely continue to basically personal responsibility. Learn some more some complete personal responsibility. Brian Gilmore has a question. How would you feel about Power Rangers rewatch? It depends. Are you talking about the show or are you talking about the 2017 movie? Because I can do both. Now, granted, to do the original season, wow. You're asking for like months worth of episode by episode watches. I think I'll have to I think I think what I'm gonna have to do is the exact same thing what I'm planning to do next year as well, which is yeah, dude. As far as the TV show is concerned, I will have to do it season by season, just like what I did with what I'm gonna plan to do with X-Men Evolution, because that's still the X-Men Evolution retrospective watches, the retrospective streams. That's still happening. I did announce that I'm going to be doing that mini stream. I've announced that I'm going to be doing X-Men Evolution retrospect streams, but I'm going to be doing that season by season. So that's another thing that's going to happen this year is X-Men Evolution retrospective stream season by season, along with future Wolf Commander Ramble topics of discussion. As far as original Power Rangers, that's gonna be a tall order because those episodes, the whole to do an entire season will be to look at all 50 or 45 episodes. So I had to be going from season 1, which ends on Green with Evil Part 5, and that's gonna take a while because there's several episodes that are just filler, with Green with Evil being the big being the big 5-parter, whereas everything else is kind of like a standard episode, but also a filler episode as well. Season 2 is like the big one too, where the whole arc is about the Green Ranger losing his powers, or trying to maintain his powers until he becomes a White Ranger. No, actually, Green with Evil. Actually, the first season don't stop with Green with Evil. It stops at when Tommy is losing his powers. That's where it stops at. Now I remember. It stops when Tommy loses his powers, and that's when we get into season 2, where we don't have Tommy anymore for the first episodes of the season, and then we get into him becoming the White Ranger. Third season will be how the ninja powers are introduced, and we get to more big stuff. So that's I'm going over how I'm going to set up everything as far as like doing a stream on season by season. So just like X-Men Evolution, which is going to be easy for me, which I really encourage you guys not to always take the easy route, but it's easy for me because X-Men Evolution is only 4 seasons, and the fourth season is not that many episodes. So that's going to be happening. But I have to I gotta get my affairs in order first before that's going to happen. I gotta rewatch the episodes again, take some notes. This is what this X-Men Evolution retrospect retrospect streams are going to be the first beginning of me beginning to script my streams more, because I'm starting to realize that I need to script my streams more, or at least have scripted streams more, so I don't have to be all over the place in streams, or at least I'll have topics ready and talking points ready to talk about before I go into a discussion. Because most of the times I'm going through these discussions half cocked and just I mean, it's if I do the scripted, then it ceases to be Wolf Commander rambles. Now it's going to be Wolf Commander discusses or analysis. But no, I like the title Wolf Commander rambles. But like I said, it's going to be an interesting year for all of us, for any and all of us. And got to say hello to Matthew Flynn, but he has chimed in. Says Merry Christmas. The Yakuza care about their public image. That's why they help after natural disasters. Of course they do. They like to paint themselves as the good guys, despite being a criminal underworld. I played a little bit of the of Yakuza 0. You get the it's exaggerated for sure, very exaggerated. Both the criminal underbelly and the whole idea of the Yakuza doing good for goodness sakes, or being painted as the heroes. It's over the top too, but I enjoy it for the amount I played of it. I thoroughly enjoyed Yakuza 0. Last time I checked, that's the only thing that's available for Xbox One, other than the other Yakuza games. So I'm just selling in with Yakuza 0 for now, at least until I just might get a new system next year. Maybe I will get a PS4, or maybe I'll just stick to my stance on I might just stick to where I'm at right now with Microsoft, even though even though they have their own little poor business practice themselves, but they're not as dubious as Sony has been of this year. But of course, I'm willing to put money in Nintendo's pocket and finally get a Switch and play some Hyrule Warriors, or the latest Monster Hunter game that's gonna come out next year. I think Monster Hunter Rise. I just might get a Nintendo Switch next year, and so far Nintendo has not been dubious in their business practices. But let me catch Brian Gilmore, and he says I'm gonna head out to my folks' house for dinner. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you too, Brian Martin. Onlister says, keep Wolf Commander rambles. It's what's more well known. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to that too. And it's raining, or at least it's beginning to rain. Sounds like it. Let me clear my ear up real quick. Sounds like hail, guys. We have hail. Nope, it's rain. But this was also going to be the stream where I'm open to guest appearances. If anybody is willing to hop in and talk to the Wolf Commander for a while, uh, you guys can contact me through Facebook. You're lucky, dude. I mean, I don't know how you feel about snow, but I wish it was snowing in California. But that's not possible considering that we live in a desert. So it's nothing but rain, perpetual. Not in the case of New York where it's perpetual rain at times, or any other state that rains a lot. But yeah, I'm open to have guest talkers today, which I'm sure you guys have other things better to do than to talk to Will Commander. I mean, like I said, I don't mind you having you guys here. Well, dude, it puts hairs on your chest and give you strong muscles, if I recall. But I don't mean to make light on one's gripe for that matter. But you know, I don't know. It's an insider versus an outsider perspective clashing here. I would love to try to shovel snow, especially profit off of that. Money's on my mind, guys. Money is on my mind. Should have did a paper route when I was young, or maybe learn from my dad how to work a lawnmower properly so I can go around mowing lawn. Missed opportunities, missed opportunities. All right, Owen. I'll probably, you know what? Owen's got nothing else better to do, so if anything, he'll be the first. Or if anybody's ready, willing and ready, they can both join. Owen, I'm going to send you the link on Twitter. The only Twitter account that I can reach you by. And definitely gonna keep talking to you jump in. And I sent you a link. So we'll have our first guest speakers. The usual guest speaker. Or at least, could I even call you a guest speaker? You're my wingman. You're my co-host. You're not really a guest speaker. You're my co-host. Along with Ivan Mendoza. Crispy says, I got a few inches of snow where I'm at yesterday. Today is sunny and the snow is making a mess because it's melting. Okay, I'll agree. That's one downside. I will have to concede on that. That's one downside. All that snow melting and stuff. And Owen is here. So here's the Guyver Patriot, Owen Lister. How you
Hello,
been, Owen?
everybody. Oh, I'm doing good. You?
I've been. It's been ordinary today, so I've been fine. Legs still sore from the walk I did yesterday. In some
Ah,
places, I will say this: I'm glad I did it, especially the stretching.
yeah. Good to exercise.
Right. So, you got any family plans today? Tomorrow?
Well, well, if the snow doesn't get bad, I'm hoping to have my sister, nieces and nephews, and brother-in-law over.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you hear about my plans for this coming year,
Yep.
and I will say this: we're still doing Blade Trinity at least until
Ah.
at least I can still get. Like I said, until I get my affairs in order, that's still a possibility. I did
Yeah.
not forget. Let's make no mistake. The Will Commander has not forgotten about the Blade Trinity rewatch. That's still gonna happen.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. Well, you're gonna delight in hearing what I have to say about it,
Yep.
and it's gonna be a lot.
Who knows? Maybe I'll come out saying, "Hey, I kind of liked it."
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold it against you if you like it. There. Make no mistake. There's a lot of people that do like that movie, and
Ah,
I'll look to him and say, you know what, you enjoyed it. I mean, it's got some good. It. I will say this: the action in that is subpar compared to two and one's action,
oh,
but it's not as bad as what came later with the later Bourne trilogy, the Bourne franchise sequels. Uh,
oh,
Later on with the Resident Evil films, the sequels, dude, I will say when Paul came back to the Resident Evil films, they got worse.
oh.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's some areas he improved on, and there's some areas where he just stuck to his guns on, which were the biggest issues with his
Mm,
filming of action. In a way, he came back and got Mortal Kombat with it, but there's some
ah,
things he was obsessed over, and it was not good,
I
not
can
really.
imagine.
But back to Blade Trinity, like the action there was, yeah. David S. Goyer is not a director. He needs
Oh,
he lost his writer cred long time ago when he got into the DCEU.
oh,
Yeah, he's the one responsible for making Superman snap the neck of Zod, if I
hmm.
recall. I don't think it's fair to put every blame on Snyder alone. He's not
They did
alone.
do plenty, I would say.
I mean, he did plenty, yes, but like I said, he's not the sole perpetrator of things that's wrong with the DCEU.
Ah,
We also have
oh,
we also have Goyer to blame as well, because
hmm.
Goyer, where man, how you fallen as a writer? Because I'm just like I said, when it came down to Blade Trinity, I was like, you know what, David Goyer, you're better as a writer. You're not a director. Just stick to writing. But when we got back to him being a writer on comic book movies, I'm like, bruh, what happened? What changed, man? What changed in you, man?
Got a big head.
Yeah, because like I said, he wrote Man of Steel. Snyder directed, yes, but Goyer wrote it,
Hmm.
and he also wrote Batman v Superman. So
Oh, did
I don't
not
know
hear
who wrote.
good things on that one.
I don't know who wrote Justice League. I don't know if it was Goyer or Snyder per se, because I know Snyder's a co-writer too. But all we know is that he directed Justice League, and we lost one more person. We got two people watching. We'll keep going. We'll keep we'll keep
Okay.
we'll keep going as long as you're willing to stick around for a while. We're at the one
Yeah.
hour mark with this one, so I'm pretty
Uh,
sure
yeah.
everybody's gearing up for a little drummer boy stream tonight with Papa Chelly and Mappa Chelly.
Ah, okay. Well, Mom and I will just be watching our own like Christmas movies. I think we might go in for Muppets Christmas Carol.
Good choice.
Yeah, I actually wanted to try to suggest Die Hard, but she said no.
Oh, I'm sure she has her reasons.
Well, she's not an action fan, so.
I've
But I
met few
figure I
people.
could sell her on like at least Alan Rickman.
The late Sir Alan Rickman.
Yeah, I figured maybe that might, you know, get her interested.
How are
But it
you?
worked.
How are you open to a Guyver first movie rewatch?
Well, it'd be fair because we're watching Blade Trinity, so I'll have to force myself to get it on DVD. But after we watch it, I'm throwing it in the trash.
Just know this. I'm gonna quote. I'm gonna quote JJ because because
Oh my
I'm of the minority who did not mind him rapping, or at least hymning.
god. Ugh.
Yeah, he
Ugh.
has hymns.
Ugh. I don't know who thought that was such a good idea.
It it could have worked. It could have worked had it had the right person writing the lines. Looking back at it now, I know I could have written it better.
You mean an actual rapper and hire an actual rapper to play Striker?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I will make Striker look more threatening than he appears to be in his human form
Then get
versus
Wesley
his.
Snipes.
No. I'm saying I would have kept Jimmy, but
Okay.
what worked against him was the fact that they chose to design his Zoanoid the way they did. So
Oh
he
yeah.
looks less. It's sad that he looks less threatening in his human form, but he looks even more less threatening in his Zoanoid form.
Yep, that's true. It's Jar Jar
So
Binks.
you have this whole you have not necessarily double subversion. You have this subversion of what you would have thought when it came down to a character like Stryker.
Yeah.
Like you had this fuddy duddy rapper wannabe Zoanoid, but when he transformed into a Zoanoid form, he's actually a force to be reckoned with. Like the Guyver actually had a problem fighting him. That's how I would have written
That
Stryker.
could work. Yeah, I could see that working.
Like you,
In fact, let's go a step further. Let's make him like a pimp.
well, not necessarily that. I wouldn't go that far. What I'm saying is I would have kept the whole rapper hymns. That was, like I said, that would have threw out the viewer
Oh,
for a cool minute. Like imagine you're thinking like, oh, he don't seem like that tough, but when you actually see him transform, when he gets into his transformed state, then you're like, oh snap! Like like I said, you see him getting the yeah, getting the drop on Guyver. Like in his human form, he's a bit more of a fuddy duddy, but in his Zona form, that's where his powers are peaking.
ah, and that and it was that scene you would get a better choreographer, right?
Yeah, definitely. He wouldn't be,
Good.
and he wouldn't. Let's just say he wouldn't be rapping in his Zonoid form.
Oh, that's good. Yes, yes, it's much better.
Because I've
I
seen, I've
have.
seen. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, it's the thing is, I actually did have an idea in my head if I were going to use Stryker again in my own version of a Guyver film, where he keeps bouncing off throughout most of the film. So finally, when you get this Guyver transformation and he goes after our main hero, the main hero grabs him by the throat and then just rips out his whole jaw, shutting him up.
Yeah,
That would have been my contribution to the first film.
that or like I said, because this idea came about when I've seen many of anime where you had this fuddy duddy character, this fuddy duddy antagonist,
Yeah.
and you don't think too much of them until when the hero actually tries to take a strike at them, and you really see that things have just got went south real fast. Like
Oh yeah, I see that a lot. Yeah.
I can name on my hand how many characters that embody that. You got yeah, Greed from
Oh
Fullmetal
yeah.
Alchemist, which he wasn't really that funny duddy, but he had this wicked
Yeah.
sense of humor about him.
Yeah.
Zangief from Street Fighter Animated 2 V or
Ah.
5, what have you. He he beats up Ryu on the beach while acting all friendly throughout that whole mess. And Ryu cannot seem to land a strike on him. Like every time Ryu try to strike at him, he would catch the fist, or if he does take a hit, he's not budging. But he's still acting super duper friendly around Ryu. Look that up, dude. It's a thing. That show's a thing. But that's that's one enemy I can remember doing that. Um,
Hmm.
uh, um, I'm at the risk of saying Hisako from Hunter x Hunter,
Uh,
but Hisako is not really fuddy duddy. He's got this controlled chaos within him, so he's not really on my finger, but he comes close to being one. But I would say maybe I don't know. Those are two I can think of right now. But you got any questions for me?
Oh, not well. Just will you be planning on getting the Dirty Harry collection?
Not anytime soon.
Oh, well, like I said, I definitely would recommend Sudden Impact as the
I
best
still got
one of the series.
I still gotta get Tron Legacy
Ah,
and
but I will say also that the Deadpool is quite fun. It is the most 80s of the Dirty Harry series because it came out in '88 and stars both Jim Carrey and Liam Neeson. And there's also a car chase that involved a remote control bomb car.
I
And it's
remember
a
that.
toy bomb
I re-
car.
that's the only thing I remember out of that movie is the car chase with the remote control car. Me and my brother, we were kids at the time, and we were just laughing because every time the car would go over a hill, so with the little car, it was always
Yeah,
a repeat of that.
I love that scene actually. It's just because I don't think I've ever seen a car chase involving a remote control car, at least since maybe Batman the Animated Series with the Night of the
Yeah, I
Bomber.
remember that one. That's the introduction. That's the Grey Goose episode
Yep,
with
uh,
Bruce Timm as the cameo.
yep, and Adam West as the Grey Ghost himself. It's so
Of course.
awesome. That's acting right there.
You know what made that? You wanna know what made that movie even funnier?
Well,
It's throughout that car chase they play the Naked Gun theme song.
like an '80s rendition of that. Yeah,
That would have just I would have went wild pretty
yeah. There
much.
was also an awesome scene involving Dirty Harry with a harpoon gun.
Of course.
Oh man, there were so
Um,
many weird
Melissa Harris also suggested a rewatch of DC animated. Trying to scroll back up to see what she was suggesting,
Ah,
but she did mention DCAU. Should not be.
I don't have a
Oh,
complete.
she's
Uh,
asking. She was asking for the. She was requesting the. No, she was suggesting the rewatch of the DCAU shows. That's gonna be a tall order.
they can definitely do Batman the Animated Series. I pretty much own all of them.
I said a tall order because it's gonna be hard for me to acquire all the classics.
Yeah, I have some episodes of Justice League, but not like the whole collection, and I don't even own Superman the Animated Series, so I'll have to get to that too.
At best, the only thing I could do is Crisis on Infinite Earths because I have that movie.
Oh, I
Uh,
have that one too.
First Flight, I have that one as well.
Don't own that one. Have to get that.
Uh, I do have Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme.
That's Marvel.
I know.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, hold on a second.
What else do I have? Oh, the Invincible Iron Man, which is not as good as Sorcerer Supreme in my honest opinion, but after rewatching it, it's not that bad actually, as most people would like to tell you. Most people hate on Invincible Iron Man because of the CGI that they used at the time,
Oh,
which was also used in Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme in some areas. So I'm like, can't really. Well, I guess they have a point because it was used majority. It's the majority used in Invincible Iron Man. Plus, a lot of people can probably this is an unjustified hate. I will say it's not the Tony Stark that we're used to with the MCU. I will say that
oh,
not the Tony Stark that we're used to now. So if you're gonna watch Invincible Iron Man, just know that that's not the MCU Tony Stark that we're used to. Like what I mean by MCU Tony Stark, you see him in Earth's Mightiest Heroes,
mhm,
uh, Avengers Assemble, Ultimate Spider-Man, and think a little bit of Armored Adventures. I'm not sure if it's the same. I mean, it's Tony as a teenager, but I'm saying like
yeah,
he had some traits like MCU Tony Stark because it did came after Iron Man 1, I
Yep,
believe.
I've seen that show. I remember
So
enjoying it a lot.
so I warn people, if you guys are ever gonna watch Invincible Iron Man, that's not that was way before MCU Tony Stark. That came out way before MCU even had a studio going on. Um, what else do I have? I think I have Ultimate Avengers 1, which dude, just let you know, if you watch Ultimate Avengers,
Oh, I
those
actually remember seeing that. Yeah,
dude,
it's been a
as
while, but I do remember.
as good as that movie is, those are not our Avengers. I tell you that right now.
I
Those are
think.
not the. I mean, like even if they're classic Avengers, they are far from MCU Avengers.
Ah,
If you want to put them onto these Avengers, far from them. Especially Ant Man, or at least Giant Man as he was in Ultimate Avengers.
mhm. Yeah, I
Dude,
think they're basing it more off of like the Ultimate Universe.
it is based off the Ultimate Universe, but it's toned down compared to what was depicted in the Ultimate Universe. Way toned down.
Ah, yeah, I
Like,
got that the
dude,
PG-13 rating.
dude, did you know that Ant Man was not a wife? Was not really a wife beater, or at least was not really planned to be a wife beater. I think I told you this before.
I've heard that's what they made him. I think in the Ultimate Verse. Is that right?
Oh, they turned up to 11 in Ultimate Verse.
Oh goodness, why?
I don't know. I
That's
I would I would never for the life of me wonder what was going on in Mark Millar's head at the time when he made Ultimate Avengers.
oh Mark Miller. Okay,
Yeah, Mark
that makes
Millar.
more Millar. That makes much more sense because of his other work he done outside of Marvel.
Him and his cannibal fish too.
Cannibal?
Yeah, he made a lot of characters cannibalistic, including the Hulk.
That's weird.
Hmm. And he made a lot of characters rapists too, when there was never a reason to make them rapists, or at least attempted rapists.
I know that Marvel is a lot more darker than DC, but I think that's going a bit too far.
Well, no, Ultimate Marvel was a lot darker than M 616 Marvel,
Oh,
because Ultimate
maybe they
Spider-Man.
went too far with making it dark.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing about Ultimate Universe Marvel. It was supposed to be like your easy to read Marvel universe, which it didn't have the baggage of continuity
Oh,
to rely upon. So you had Volume
yeah.
One Ultimate Spider-Man, Volume One um, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Iron Man, and so on and so forth. The issue with Ultimate Marvel is how weird it began and how weird it got later on. Because
Mm.
Ultimate Iron Man is a Blue Man Group member in that
Wait,
universe.
what?
Yeah. See, if you saw Tony Stark in his natural skin, that's not his natural skin. For some reason, I don't know for the life of me, he was born with a certain skin condition or something like that. Or I think he was grown, not born, and
Oh,
he had artificial skin that was colored blue. And I forgot why his skin was like that, but I'm pretty sure it was for a conditioning that allowed him to wear the suits better too. I know
oh,
for a fact that the suits allow, like the skin he had allowed him to wear the suits better, or at least the suits respond to him better. I don't know why, but he was blue. Let's just say that he was Blue Man Group in that one. Um, Ultimate Spider-Man still had the web shooter, so he didn't have organic web.
okay.
However, Green Goblin and Hobgoblin were the Hulk, and they can fire. They can shoot fireballs out of their hands.
Oh, I've seen images of that. I
Yeah,
don't get that. I
Venom
that
somehow can be killed with electricity.
electricity.
Hmm. and he was a gaggle of mouths and tentacles and stuff.
Huh.
And the host body gets destroyed along with him when he fell into cable wiring, and he pretty much evaporated. Carnage,
Oh.
I forgot where he come from, but I don't think he had a host body. I think he operated as a symbiote, and he was the one that killed Gwen Stacy instead of the Green Goblin this time.
Huh.
Don't even get me started on Gwen Stacy and Mary J, Ultimate Mary J and Ultimate Gwen Stacy. Don't even get me started on them two, because those two were weird. Well, I would say they were
How
weird,
weird.
but not the best portrayal of them in the Ultimate Universe.
Oh.
Because Ultimate Universe was the backdrop for soap opera drama too, and
Uh.
boy, did they ramp up the soap opera drama when they get into fits with Peter.
Oh.
Hulk, like I said, he was a cannibal for some reason. Um, I think they toned that down now as the comics progressed, but for some reason he wanted to quote unquote take Betty, and not in that way.
You mean he wanted to eat her?
No, I mean he wanted to crush his enemies, see them driven before him, and hear the lamentation of Betty.
Oh, so they made him Conan.
Not necessarily, not necessarily like that. I'm just saying, I'm putting it delicately that they, for some reason, I'm guessing people who read his words to the T interpret that that's what he wanted to do to Betty once he obtained her in his Hulk form, mind you.
Oh.
Yeah. Now that I remember, Mark Millar was also the one who also made Hulk an incestuous rapist in the Old Man Logan Elseworlds, quote unquote Elseworlds comic. As good as that
Oh.
comic is, I'm like, Millar, why? Why did you put that image in my head? Yeah, he has a whole gaggle of Hulklings running around as a desert gang, right?
Yeah.
Those are those are technically his nephews as well as his sons and daughters.
Oh.
And like I said, Jennifer Waters was not a willing participant, as he eloquently said when he was talking to when he was as he was fighting Wolverine.
Oh.
I'm like, I still got the book too, but mind you, I still got the book, and I'm like,
Same
bruh,
here.
bruh, Mark,
I'm
really?
think I'm starting to like the old man Logan movie more now.
Now they completely placed it in, like, completely into the X-Men movie universe. Yeah, like I said, the book is good for what it is
Yeah.
to some extent.
Yeah.
It's not it's not realistic as all hell, but the whole bright future thing about the bright spot about it is the fact that Logan is now a true believer again, and he's going out to make the world right again,
Yeah.
in spite of what happened to the world when all the villains have won, per se.
Mhm.
He's got a Hulkling known as Bruce Jr. So it's like a lone wolf and cub thing going on. Kind of funny,
Yeah.
the fact that he kills his father in the process.
Probably for the best.
It's always for the best because they're cannibals too. Ag-
Yeah.
Again, it keeps going back to, I don't know what was up with Mark Millar. He had a sort of cannibal fetish.
Mm.
Even Reed Richards talked about cannibalism in his monologues during Ultimates number 3, or Ultimatum number 3.
Mm.
There are moments where he was talking about cannibalism. Like, dude, why are you talking about cannibalism if you're, especially when you're a scientist?
That is very odd. I think Millar might have some issues going on in his head.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Just like Alan Moore, as people eloquently put Alan Moore in the category of having a rape fetish.
Oh,
Freaking freaking Millar had a cannibal fetish for some reason. Even even in Ultimatum, freaking the Blob, one of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, ate the carcass of Jeffer, Jennifer. Sorry, the Wasp.
oh,
He ate the carcass of the Wasp. I don't think like a lot of people say he killed her and then eat her. I don't think he did because a great flood happened and most of the heroes got killed in the flood. And apparently Blob was roaming around and he happened upon her body and just start eating her. And then freaking Giant Man grabs a Blob and bites his head off. So I'm like,
oh,
yeah, cannibal fish confirmed. He didn't eat
sure.
the head, but he didn't eat the head, but it still counts. It
Yeah,
still counts.
I'm not sure I want to check out Ultimate now.
Just don't read Ultimatum. Let's just say that.
Probably, probably won't. I
Ultimate's
will
number one.
say,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, one of my favorite moments from the Old Man Logan comic that I read was seeing Wolverine take on the Red Skull with Captain America's shield. That was
Yeah,
great.
you basically were at the end, the tail end of the final act of Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
I have the whole
Oh man,
book.
sucks for him.
I literally have the whole
Same.
book. But yeah, like,
Yeah.
whew,
I was like, wow, they really.
I will. I'm even willing to say this. I'm like, bruh, as terrible and crazy as those type of stories were, they're the best stories written compared to SJW Marvel now.
That is quite true. I've seen your boy Zach review plenty of those comics, and it's like, oh, oh, that was bad.
I'm like, bruh, some people found a way to make it worse than what we got way back when. Because when I look back to those type of stupid moments in comics, I'm like, I can I know you heard me say this in many streams. Can we get back to crazy Marvel, like crazy business practice Marvel?
Uh,
Can we go
yeah,
back to that Marvel? Because that Marvel is, at least with that Marvel, you can poke fun at that.
yep. Like
SJ
cannibalism.
Marvel, with SJ Marvel, you can't really poke fun at it. You just look at it and you just feel bad for it.
Yeah.
Because it's not making money. At least crazy business practice Marvel made money.
Mhm.
It still made profits. Whereas SJW Marvel, it's never gonna make profits. So it's just like you pity it more than you make fun of it.
Yeah. Or I get angry like when you read something like Squirrel Girl.
Look how
Uh,
they massacred my squirrel girl.
yeah, I've seen those reviews, and it's like, yikes. They weren't even trying at this point.
And you know what's sad about Squirrel Girl?
Mhm.
She is the dumbest concept ever conceived, and yet somehow they got her wrong.
That is.
All wrong. How do you mess up Squirrel Girl? Squirrel Girl had charm. Squirrel Girl had personality. And she's a freaking squirrel girl.
Yeah, that is something.
The only thing I'm gonna do if I ever do get into Squirrel Girl, I'm gonna get all of her classic comics. Period. I'm not gonna get her new comics. Because Squirrel Girl back then was fun. She was life. She was everything that Squirrel Girl now is not. And whoever's
Yeah.
writing her thinks that she's funny. She thinks she's funny. She's not funny.
No, no. Like I said, I've seen your boys actually use Squirrel Girl, and it's like, yeah, none of those jokes were funny.
And I could have written Kamala Khan a lot better than whoever's writing her, who's quote unquote Muslim
Hmm.
and Pakistani.
Yeah.
That's funny too, cause
Yeah.
Because, like I said, all new, all different Marvel superheroes could work if they had
Yep.
writers.
Yep.
But as I said in one stream, they're not writers. They're not writers. They don't have the They do not have a fundamental idea of how to write, and that's why they say they're not writers.
True.
You can ask who wrote this. Nobody, because they're not writers.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Yeah. We can make fun.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you can make fun of how crazy Mark Millar is. At least he can write a story.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can. Matthew Flay has a comment. Let me read it real quick. He says, every dark comic book movie has a scene where the hero is shown a comic and laughs it off and says it's a joke.
Yeah. That's true. Even Logan had that in there also.
I know. Yeah, that was very meta. How somehow X-Men exists also in the comic series.
That is
When
quite
she
odd.
has in the comic book, it's not that far fetched per se. It's
No.
not really that far fetched. If you take Pacific Rim for example, remember Pacific Rim has
Yep.
actual action figures in universe,
Yep.
even kaiju sneakers
Yep.
merchandise.
Of course, because like our main character said, the pilots are treated as rock stars when
Hmm.
the Jaegers are first introduced. So yeah, it made sense.
It's a really nice way of world building in that movie. Like,
Yeah, it makes me think if in MCU if they had like comics of like Iron Man and the other
well,
Avengers.
you do have that kid in Iron Man 2 with that Iron Man mask and that glove.
Yeah, that was Peter.
That's the theory. I'm still ruling out. I'm still ruling that out as a theory. I don't think that's Peter
Huh.
himself. A lot of people like to say that's Peter, but I'm like, no, you guys are really reaching for that one. Really reaching. Especially if he that would make Tony Stark way older than he's supposed to be when he meets Peter as a teenager.
Mm.
If we're going by the real world, not in real world, but the time frame of the MCU, I'm like, how is he going to be a teenager now? I don't know. I'm pretty sure somebody can correct me and make the timeline work. But I'm like, I don't think that's Peter. I really don't. Because if anything, Peter would have confirmed that in Civil
That's
War.
true. Yeah.
Like when he goes to visit Peter in Civil War, he would have confirmed that. He should have confirmed that. Like Tony Stark is a well known individual now,
Mhm.
so he should know that Tony Stark is Iron Man. He made that public in the first movie. People know him outside of the suit.
That is quite true. Yeah.
So if that was, I'm just saying like for me to debunk that theory, if that was Peter, Peter would have said something in Civil War. Consider that it's no secret that Tony Stark is Iron Man.
Mhm.
He would say, I was there at the convention. I pointed my glove at that drone, and you protect me. He would have said that, you know,
Yep. He would.
because like I said, it's no secret to Tony that Tony's Iron Man. He would have said that, but that's a tangent that I want to get off of now.
Okay. You know.
That was quite a tangent.
Yeah. I. Well.
I'm like, I would have believed that, but I'm like, not when you really when you really think of it, what happened later on after that movie, I'm like, it doesn't add up anymore. So it's a theory to me. It's a nice theory,
Yeah.
but a theory nonetheless.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that when I was thinking about like the MCU in general and all
Hmm.
that, I know that there are some fans who weren't a fan of like all of those changes they made from like comics wise, but for me, I was like, well, it is its own universe after all, so I can see why it'd be a lot different than like the actual Marvel universe in comics. But
Mm,
I'm with fine with it because, like I said, it is its own universe after all, right?
yep. No, one thing I would reiterate because I'm pretty sure a lot of people wanted to know what I was thinking about the whole Phase 4 MCU that I
Yeah.
didn't get across when I was at Matches Arkham Origins stream that I was having connection problems with. I was saying
Uh,
what I was going to say was they're trying to make it like the comics as of right now, which had their own
uh,
problems
yeah.
way back when there was too much stuff going on within the universe.
Mhm.
So basically, your plan for Phase 4 MCU is the exact same issue that Marvel had way back when there was far too many heroes to focus on, and far too many heroes far too many high name superheroes being focused on, i.e., Spider Man.
Mhm.
Spider Man was the Spider Man was the biggest one that got the biggest focus. Like not too many heroes got focused on that time. That's why Iron Man was like a C list hero at that time until Iron Man the movie came out.
Yeah.
That's why he was at the bottom because Spider Man was so popular. He was above everybody else. Captain America not so much either. He was almost way below Iron Man. The only person of the original,
Wow.
the only people that were the original Trinity, which was Hulk, Thor, Iron Man,
Yeah.
and later Captain America.
Yeah.
The of those two was Thor and Hulk. That was nearly beneath Spider Man, and Hulk
Mm.
was getting there at that point. Hulk was still receiving some comic books being made about him,
Yeah.
but as far as Iron Man is concerned, not so much. As far as Captain America is concerned, not
Mm.
so much. It was up until MCU came about. That's when they started getting more traction. That's why we had. That's when we
Yeah.
had Iron Man Extremis. We had a few Captain America books that I can't really. Well, Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier happened. The comic book itself, not the movie.
Ah.
The comic book Winter Soldier came about, I think. Then we had,
Yeah, I own that book.
and I think at that point we did have the Civil War event. We did have the Civil War event, and that's where the MCU started taking off because after the Civil War event nearly bankrupt Marvel.
Oh.
That's when Disney came about and bought them off.
Uh,
Well, I wouldn't say Civil War bankrupt them, but a lot of they were focusing on far too many events, like Fear Itself event, Civil War event,
mm.
um, some other event I can't put my finger on, but there was like at least four events that they had going on, and not too many of them were selling that much. Not nearly the record breaking sales that they were hoping for with these events, and they kept pushing events upon events, and that's where they were losing money
Mm.
because people were tired of it. People were
Yeah.
tired of these Marvel events. They wanted individual stories about what superheroes are doing what.
Yep.
And again, that resurgence came back when the MCU happened, and that's when we started getting more comic books made
Mhm.
and individual comic books being made. And now they're making the exact same mistake as the studio itself with Phase 4 MCU.
It does
And so,
make me.
go ahead.
I was gonna say it does make me think of maybe a smart idea from way back when the MCU was getting started. They made some like MCU tie-in comics, so you can really flesh out that universe a little bit more.
Hmm.
And like maybe take a break from the original Marvel universe for a while, so someone can get it all to get it together. But with like an MCU comic line, it could be like a little fresh start, and yeah, and it would have, like I said, expanded the MCU more.
And I will say this: the whole keeping superheroes in separate universes could still work. Unfortunately, with the way how things are going now, that's not going to be a possibility anymore. Because remember what I said
Hmm.
about what I would have done with the Marvel Knights? That could
Yeah.
have been something.
Yep.
That's not going to be happening anytime soon because mergers happens and most studios are still twiddling their thumbs about what they're going to do for their next movie properties. If we have a movies in the future at that point, if we have
Yeah.
movies in the future, so anything from the Alien franchise, I'm not looking forward to that at all because of what
No,
Ridley
that
Scott
needs
did with
to
his
rest.
previous two movies.
Yeah, that franchise needs to rest permanently.
Yeah, he somehow killed his franchise. He Here's the thing: Ridley
Hmm.
Scott wanted to continue on the Prometheus train with the Alien universe. That's what he wanted to do. I mean he
Oh,
did make Alien Covenant, but he still wanted to revisit the engineers for that matter. And
oh,
sadly Alien Covenant did not return on investment, which I gotta say outright that was a waste of money on my part. That movie was a waste of time and it was terrible. I'm like, only thing that was like really kind of cool was the Neomorphs and the music. But other than that, it still had the exact same issues I had with Prometheus. Everybody was stupid.
hmm.
Like,
I would have thought that the Alien franchise would have at least, like, I would have thought the final nail on that Alien franchise coffin would have been Resurrection.
well, that's the thing. The Alien franchise can still thrive. It's just the fact that Alien Resurrection doesn't have stupid people in that movie. Yeah, you got a few dummies, but they're not
Yeah,
stupid. They did they have every contingency plan thought up. It's just the fact that the aliens are much smarter.
yeah. That and also
Whereas
when I was watching it on TV, I remember I was like, this is kind of boring.
But also, you have to remember that it's an action comedy. If you view it on the lens of it being an action comedy, then it's far more enjoyable.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, because I heard about how like scary Alien was supposed to be. So when I saw Resurrection, I'm like, it doesn't really scare me that much.
Yeah, it's more of an action comedy. It's kind of like got like equal parts action and equal parts comedy. Just it's just where the scares come from. It's the body horror, which was
Uh,
nice.
yeah, the effects were quite good.
But I mean, think about it like this: how could you take it seriously when freaking Ron Perlman gets spooked by a spider and he points his gun and blasts it in
Oh,
in,
forgot
ret-
about that scene.
in retaliation? I love that scene. That scene still gets me every time I see it. I get a chuckle. I was like, just wasted a bullet
I
off a spider.
I just remember this one character who just managed to ricochet his bullets anywhere he wants.
Oh, I liked him. He was cool. Especially what he says to the doctor when he has him pinned to the wall. He's got man. He's just super pissed. Like I like the characters in that movie. They do have a genuine camaraderie here and there.
Yeah,
Especially when it's especially when Michael Wincott gets killed. Yeah, he's the villain Dollar Bill from The
yeah.
Crow. And he's like, Doc, that thing that killed my partner. That's your pet science project? Yes. So there's more of them out there running around, isn't it? How many more are they? How many more are they? 12. I was like, bullshit. It's 12. You got an
Yeah,
dude. You got an alien queen on the ship. It's gonna be more than well. Ripley ate. Ripley ate. Yeah, Ripley ate. Points it out. There's going to be more of them out there since the queen is now loose.
hmm.
But I'm
I will say one idea I liked in Resurrection was like when Ripley was also like half xenomorph.
there's a character in the comics like that.
Oh,
She's
cool.
a she's not necessarily a clone, but she's a cyborg mixed with alien DNA, xenomorphic DNA. if you will. She
That's
has
pretty cool.
she has a skeletal structure in her midsection, much like the xenomorph, and she has long claws, and she can control her own hive. She's like a queen on her own. I forgot her
Oh,
name too. But
that is
Alien,
cool.
have you ever heard this one have you ever heard this one channel called Alien Theory?
No, I don't think I have.
Look him up. He got some really good commentary about Alien,
Hmm.
both the movies and the comics. He also has audio reads of the comics from the Dark Horse, from the basically all the Dark Horse comics that did all the Alien comics,
Oh,
especially
cool.
the one with especially the Alien War where all the aliens are on Earth now. They've taken over Earth.
Oh,
I definitely want to get that omnibus for that whole entire series because
oh,
it
that
has
sounds pretty epic.
because here's the thing, it has Newt and Hicks. They're alive in this version.
Hey, that's
So
good. Yeah,
that's there's your pitch right there for why you want to get the Alien War series from the Alien franchise comics. Hicks and Newt is alive. Even Ripley's alive in this version.
oh,
It
cool.
takes
Yeah,
it takes
that because
I'm
that's what I heard about what people didn't quite like about the third entry in Alien was that they killed off
boy,
the
there's
whole
a
family.
lot of horror stories about that movie in its
Yeah,
production.
heard it was going to be something different, like a wooden planet, which that would be
Matthew Flynn has a
interesting.
question real quick. He asks, "What do you think of Marvel getting the comic rights to Alien vs Predator?" I think they
Ooh.
should not have that. I think Dark Horse. The thing is, I think Dark Horse should have kept the rights. Should keep the rights.
Yeah,
Period. Dark Horse
I
has
don't.
done. Dark Horse has done good with the Alien Predator IP as far as comics is concerned, especially Terminator.
Oh,
I would say without Dark Horse, we would never have gotten Alien versus Predator versus Terminator, or
oh,
Terminator versus RoboCop. Though that
yeah,
was Frank Miller's writing in
yeah,
itself, but we would not have gotten that. Like Dark Horse has done. That's the thing. People sleep on Dark Horse a lot. Dark Horse had a lot to contribute when it comes to comic books,
hmm.
and they're still a juggernaut. They're the reason why we were able to get Berserk overseas. The
Ah,
manga, I mean,
yeah. Oh,
because
that is cool.
yeah, they invested in Berserk. That's the only reason why we got that. That's one of the reasons why we got Berserk here. It's through Dark Horse. Dark Horse invested in manga as well.
Hmm.
Now, other manga titles, I do not know except for Berserk. But every
Okay.
time I go to my comic book store that's at this mall I visit every once in a while,
Yeah.
there will be two volumes of Berserk sitting on the shelf, and Dark Horse logo is right there. It's not that they wrote the comic or
No, no, that is
no,
just
they produced it. That's basically
yeah,
why their logo's there. They're the ones that produced it, and they translate it too.
yeah.
Chris P has a question too, or it's a joke talking about Alien Resurrection, eh? We're talking about a lot of stuff, dude. This is the fun
Yeah.
stream. You should be asking us about anything. Well, me personally, I'm the wolf. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm sounding a little arrogant there, am I?
I mean, it is your stream.
True, but you're still my co-host and my wingman.
Yeah.
But other than that, like y'all should be asking me some questions here and suggesting some topics or any rewatch ideas. Now'll be the time. At least until
Mhm.
I take my break for a while, because I do need one. I count
Oh yeah, it's good to take a break.
I counted the streams. I
Yeah.
think this one is the 21st stream.
Ooh, cool.
I think, but that's what I'm sticking to. This is the 21st stream. Yeah, the fun streams count and the art streams count. So yeah, this might be the
Awesome.
21st stream. But yeah, so yeah, I need a break.
Yeah.
But going back to Matthew Flynn about the rights to the ABP.
Yeah,
I think it should stay with. I think it should stay with Dark Horse.
yeah. Marvel's getting too much and getting
Disney's
too
getting
big
too
for their
much.
britches. That oh yeah, Disney especially. I think I might have been right when I heard about Disney getting the rights to Marvel, and I remember I was like I wasn't happy,
Yeah.
and then with the MCU coming out, it was like oh hey maybe they can do this right, and now I'm like I think I might have been right the
Well,
first
you're
time.
here's the thing. You were not alone. Everybody voiced that. Everybody voiced their discontent at the fact that Disney bought Marvel.
Yeah,
Everybody, even myself included. When we heard that Marvel was getting bought up by Disney, there was sound discontent and concern and worry.
yeah. I think we might have been right. That's
Well,
the worst part.
well, here's the thing. We were hoping to be wrong too at the same all the same.
True.
Like
Yeah.
when Iron Man came about in 2008, or was it 2005?
That was
2008.
2008. Yeah.
Yeah. When Iron Man came out 2008 and was a success, and Iron Man 2 was a lucrative success, but upon looking back, it's not that well liked by most. We
Yeah.
had we had this idea where, you know what? I hope we're wrong about what we said about Marvel in the beginning when it got bought by Disney. Because
Yeah.
remember, Marvel was struggling to get his movie stuff together. Like Hulk was not
Mhm.
really that big of a success. X-Men was dwindling at this point. It was struggling to find its footing.
Yeah. And then Spider-Man was having its own issues too.
Yeah, like they were losing. Marvel Studios was losing its momentum until Disney bought them, and that's when we got the MCU going.
Mhm.
When Iron Man came about, like the moment Iron Man came about, that's when they start finding their footing. But even
Yeah.
then, like Spider Man was done by that point.
Mhm.
Um, X Men was still running their course until First Class came about, and that's when they started finding their
Oh
footing
yeah.
again. And then they went crashing down when Dark Phoenix came,
Mm.
and New Mutants did not resurrect it. Sadly, I didn't even see New Mutants, and
Same here.
I'm not in the hurry to watch it. I'm still interested in it, but I'm not in the hurry to watch it. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Same
Too little, too
here.
late. There's a
To
lot
be
of movies
quite
that
honest,
are too little, too late.
what I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, to be quite honest, I always felt that Logan was like, for me, anyways, was like a good send off of the X Men franchise.
Oh, Chris P has a comment real quick.
Mm.
Sorry, let me read that real
Yeah.
quick. He says, "I was driving home when you were talking about David Goyer. What do you think about the short-lived Constantine series? He was a producer on the show. He's not a writer though.
Ah.
That's the thing. He did he did not write that series. Somebody else did. And as of right now, I still love that series. Even though I saw like episode 2 or 3, I still like what I was seeing. But as far as him being a producer, yeah, he has some effect to it being good, but that's about it. He's just a producer. He's not a writer.
Yeah.
He didn't write it. He just produced it.
Mm.
So if he wrote it good, if Constantine was written by him and it was still good, then that gives me a little bit of hope. He still ruined
Yeah.
the he still that doesn't change the fact that he still ruined the DCEU with the help of Zack Snyder. But as far as like a
Oh.
CW show kind of succeeding on its own merit and they completely just canceled it out of nowhere,
Mm.
that's saying something. But other than that, the only thing he contributed is him being able to produce it. And yeah, you can say that even if like producers do matter when it comes to shows
Yeah.
getting made because they're the ones that produce it, that puts
Yeah.
it forward to the.
Don't they provide like the money a little bit or
They contribute with the money, but at all the same, they talk to the studio heads about it, and
yeah,
they get
they're
like
the negotiators.
yeah, basically. That's why when you see the credits and you say when you see producer or executive producer.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it got pushed forward.
Okay. So they too helped make a movie happen.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say to devalue Goyer's contribution to that show, but that's basically what he is. It's like a lot of people see his name and they think, oh, he wrote it. No, he produced it. There's a difference. There's a difference. That just because he's a writer and his name is attached to something doesn't mean he wrote it. That's like saying like everything that Steven Spielberg's name is attached to it. He didn't write it. He didn't direct
No.
it. He produced it.
Yeah.
It's like people think that he had some he did, but they think he had all the help. He did all the help of Transformers. No, he didn't. He produced them.
Mhm.
That's what he did. Only Michael Bay directed them. Now the
Yeah.
writer is not Michael Bay. There's a different writer. Let's not forget
Oh.
that. So I may not be in the film school aspect or the film side of things, but I know the makeup to what makes a movie gets made and how it gets you know pushed forward. And Chris P also said that I saw New Mutants another wasted opportunity and pretty predictable plot twist. Well, there's your pitch right there.
Yeah. Well, didn't they base it off of that Demon Bear comic story?
Yeah,
Oh.
I like the cast too. It was a nice cast.
It did look interesting. So the
Macy,
person that came to mind was Nightmare on Elm Street.
yeah, I mean Macy Williams as Wolfsbane. Good choice. She's old enough to play Wolfsbane at a young age. Because Macy Williams is not isn't as much as what she looked like compared to how she looked like in Game of Thrones. She's not that young anymore.
Oh.
She's pretty much in her 20s. If,
Oh.
yeah, she's in her 20s. She's not that young. She's just short. Her height makes her look like she's still like in 14. You know, because I think she was around 12 ish when she played Arya, and Arya's supposed to be 7 years old.
Oh. Uh,
I'm guessing. I'm not sure. I'm guessing. She might have been 14. She was just short. Like really short. Now she's starting to grow. Is what I'm saying. She's starting to grow now.
okay.
I mean, look at Bran, the kid who played Bran. He was probably 10. And then when we got wheelchair Bran later on with that deep voice, that's when his balls dropped. For lack of a better term. I saw pictures of him too. Bruh, he ain't that short.
Hmm. Sorry, I never really watched Game of
Oh no,
Thrones. I
I
know
know you.
of it.
I'm saying I'm sure you've seen
Okay.
pictures of him,
Maybe. Yeah.
bruh. You've been on the internet for how long? I'm sure you happened upon at least like a few clips and pictures of the Stark children from Game of Thrones. Probably didn't
Yeah.
know they were Stark children, but I'm sure you've seen them. Because if
Probably.
I
Yeah.
because if I see them multiple times, whenever time I visit a Wikia, you might have happened upon a picture or two that linked them to an article. You know,
Yeah.
because Game of Thrones was all arranged way back when too, and
Yep.
you, I'm serious, you would never go a day without somebody talking about Sophie Turner, the actress who played Sansa Stark,
Mhm.
or Macy Williams, the actress who played Arya Stark, or
Or Peter
Bran.
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, he was all arranged too. He's still all arranged too. Like
Yep.
you'll get his name immediately when you see him.
Mhm.
Charles Dance, Tywin Lannister, dude was just about everywhere in movies. After as soon as he played Tywin Lannister, he was everywhere. He was
Hmm.
in wasted cameo for him in Ghostbusters 2016, mind you.
Uh,
Did I ever tell
yeah.
you that he was also in The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy?
Oh. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard about that one.
he was the demon at the end.
That's cool. Never seen that one, but I've heard a lot about it.
Oh, it's good.
I think
It
people
did not.
say it's kind of like Big Trouble in Little China, or it might have been the other way around.
It followed that mold to some extent. Like
Ah,
Eddie Murphy's character was completely out of his depth when
yeah.
investigating the Golden Child, but like he wasn't really comically kicked around like Kurt Russell was
Oh,
in
okay.
Big Trouble in Little China. He was still capable, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Was he like an investigator?
Yeah,
Investigate?
he was a cop. He was a cop.
Uh,
He was fresh off the Beverly Hills Cop franchise when he did Golden Child. I think he
oh,
was
I've
either
seen
that
the
or
first one on Netflix.
yeah. I'm saying either he was finished with Beverly Hills Cop 2 and starting Beverly Hills Cop 3 when he got to Golden Child. I would say he was far away from coming to America at that point
Oh, okay.
because I'm pretty sure he did that one first before he got to Golden Child. If you look at the camera differences, you can
Yeah.
tell what was made first through the camera that they used at the time.
Now, was Golden Child like Eddie Murphy's attempt to be a bit more serious, or was it still like classic Eddie Murphy?
Classic Eddie Murphy.
Oh, okay. So it was still like a comedy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what he was hired for, anyways.
Yeah.
Because everybody else was serious in that movie, but he was the one that wasn't really taking it all that serious.
Yeah.
Not the actor outside of the acting. I'm saying the character itself
Yeah.
within the movie.
Yeah. Like you said, it's classic Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Whereas Life in 1998 or 1999, yeah, 1999, that's where he was like a bit more like there was still funny Eddie Murphy, but there were some serious moments in Life.
Mm.
So, I call it the Black Shawshank Redemption.
Eh,
Oh, trust me, it's like a complete remake of Shawshank Redemption, and Shawshank Redemption was not that far away from it.
Yeah, that came out around '94, I believe.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I remember I saw a bit of it on TV once, and hearing that it was based off a book written by Stephen King, I'm like, oh wow, Stephen King can
Hmm.
do drama.
So yeah,
That's cool.
if you watch Life and then you watch Shawshank Redemption, there is a lot in similarity that those two are a lot.
Mm.
Matthew Flynn has a
Interesting.
comment,
Yeah.
and he says, "I have the comic Aliens Genocide. The comic has a civil war between red and black xenomorphs, although the comic colored the black xenomorph green for some reason." Yeah, I could have sworn the original prints had them as black. Maybe for I don't know.
So
I
the
don't know.
idea of the idea of two different xenomorph factions having a civil war, now that's quite interesting.
I've read that comic, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
does
I
it
read
live
it.
up to the premise?
I think it was part of the omnibus that I read from a public library that was from the apartment I used to live in.
Ah,
And I think that's where I happened upon that comic, along with Superman versus Alien.
Superman
And
versus Alien.
oh, it's good. Oh, it's good,
I I know it's just that like knowing Superman, it's like it probably wouldn't last too long.
dude. They found a clever way to put Superman in the Xenomorph situation.
Oh, how? Because I like to think that it's probably impossible to get him impregnated.
So, if I recall correctly, in the beginning, Superman was investigating a Luthor Corp test experiment, or he was traveling somewhere, and he happened
Ah,
upon no what brought him to a certain rock. I think it's a rock, an asteroid, if you will.
okay.
Was that he was looking for signs of Kryptonian inhabitants.
Oh, okay.
I think this was going off that whole New Krypton storyline. that they had at the time when they had a lot of Kryptonians now.
Hmm.
But he was brought to this asteroid that had Kryptonian DNA signatures.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, it took him far away from the sun, or at least any nearby sun. So
Oh.
the longer he stood on that asteroid, he started losing his powers gradually.
Oh.
Fortunately, the asteroid was also covered in xenomorphs. So
Oh
there was
no.
only like one sole survivor there, which was a little girl that was kind of similar in DNA to Kryptonian,
So
but
Superman
she,
got his own nuke.
hmm?
I said Superman got his own nuke.
Yeah, basically. But she was like I said, she was similar in Kryptonian DNA, but she didn't have the abilities existing
Oh.
like he did. Like she didn't have super strength. She didn't have laser vision, all that stuff. If anything, if she was exposed to the sun, nothing would happen. Is what I'm saying.
Oh.
She would
That's
be
a shame.
relatively normal, but she would still have Kryptonian DNA in signature. But yeah, over time. Also, Lois and Jimmy have their own little xenomorph adventure too on planet Earth of all places.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the xenomorphs gets they get the one of the xenomorphs get teleported to Earth at a Luthor Corp science division,
Oh, that's not good.
and they fight they fight Jimmy and Lois fight the xenomorph in their own way.
Oh, that's cool.
It and just because it's a Superman comic doesn't mean it's not bloody. It's bloody.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's still Alien, so it's gonna be
just
more
like
horror.
Batman versus Alien and Batman versus Predator.
Oh,
Bloody.
I have Batman versus Predator. That
Yeah.
was awesome.
There's also Green Lantern versus Alien too.
That makes sense.
I vividly remember that one, but one of the Green Lanterns got impregnated by a xenomorph, and sadly nothing
Oh,
happened with that one. It was a it was a normal xenomorph, nothing
oh.
special.
Just imagine a xenomorph with Green Lantern powers.
There's been pictures of it, but they look stupid. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that they didn't do anything with that xenomorph because it would look stupid.
Mm.
It wouldn't even look. It wouldn't really look right. Period. Just, I saw. It, I'm like, no. On
Guess they
paper,
couldn't come up with anything in imagination wise for
even on
weaponry.
paper, it didn't look good. Is what I'm saying.
Uh,
I'm just saying, even on paper, it didn't look good.
but still, Green Lantern Corps hunting down xenomorphs, that's still pretty awesome.
Well, that's the thing. They weren't hunting them down. They were answering this the uh what's that word? The unfortunate Green Lantern's distress call. That's what brought them
Oh,
there. Hal Jordan, Kilowog, and some other Green Lanterns, or
was
I
it the
think it was
Bird Lantern?
uh, Tomare. No,
Uh,
uh, actually, I think it was just Hal Jordan that was there, if I recall. But yeah,
oh,
he answered the distress call, and that's where he went to hell and back. He
mm.
survived, so duh.
Oh yeah, he's the main character. Of course he survives.
But my favorite Alien versus whatever is Judge Dredd.
Now that makes sense.
Brutal
Of course,
comic.
it's Judge Dredd meets Alien. Of course, it's going to be
I mean,
brutal.
I'm saying the obvious, but I'm just like pointing it out. I'm just pointing it out that it was brutal.
Yeah.
There was a judge that cut the face hugger, and his fingers came off when the acid hit his fingers.
Ooh.
All four of them, like they were cut
Oh
open. That's how
man.
brutal it was.
Did he at least get some cybernetics in there? Or
I don't think he survived. If I
oh
remember reading that comic, I don't think he survived
oh
because
oh
of
well
blood
then.
loss.
Yeah.
Matthew Flint says or a xenomorph or there was Superman did get implanted with a xenomorph,
Oh
and it was a
no.
queen.
Oh, of course.
But do you want me to spoil it?
Sure, go ahead.
He gets back to Earth and he upchucks that bitch.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so yeah, as
Superman
soon as he
sneaking up with an alien queen.
yeah, dude, she almost burst out of him. Like there's a panel where you see the xenomorph pop out of it, almost pop out of his chest,
Oh,
but she couldn't because of his because he got his powers back when
yep,
he got in front of the sun,
yeah.
and he upchucked her and let her float.
If it were me, I would have just squashed her right then and there.
I don't know if he killed her or not, but I do remember that she was
If
just
he
floating
justified,
in space. I'm just saying
that's all I was gonna say.
I don't remember him killing her per se. I just think he let her float out in space. And
Oh,
even if she did get onto Earth, she wouldn't survive anyways because they don't do well with fire anyways.
sure. But I was
Yes,
just saying, like, if Superman crushed the alien queen, it would have been justified.
yeah. He Here's the thing: Superman almost considered letting them live.
Really?
Yeah, like when he first encountered them, he just saw, here's the thing: Superman saw them as living animals.
Well, that's true.
He didn't really know what they were per se, but that's when
Yeah.
he really he made peace with what he was going to do next, which is take just let the girl. Actually, it was the girl that destroyed them. I think
Oh,
she set the she was also impregnated too, but he had put her into a teleporter, and what that did was it teleported the xenomorph out of her body, which is usual the lingo is magic. He basically magicked the xenomorph out of her body.
yeah, that's
So
an explanation right there. Because how do you use a teleporter on a creature that's already inside someone's body without
yeah,
killing the
it was
host?
space magic. So that's how he extracted the xenomorph out of her body, and she was able to get off the asteroid before it exploded. They showed it in the final panel because he doesn't see if she survived or not. He just went back to solar system.
Huh.
They went their separate ways after that. But Superman, ever so Superman, he believed that she did,
Yep,
and she's out there somewhere.
that'd
But
be
he's not gonna
pretty
go.
cool. Be pretty
Go ahead.
cool if they did a spin-off with her and her adventures.
Right, but I don't think that's gonna work because she's a total bitch.
Uh,
She was she was not nice to Superman at all, with good reason. Rightfully so.
yeah,
She's been through hell, so of course she's gonna be mean to him. But still, she was kind of annoying when as I was reading it.
yeah, I could see that.
But I still vaguely remember Green Lantern. I think he was alone though in that
Uh,
story. I think he was alone. It was a short story, so he was probably alone.
mm.
Um, Batman versus Alien. That's where we got the giant xenomorph, the crocodile morph, the alligator morph. I think.
That just sounds so silly when you said it.
Well, it came from a crocodile, and it was
I know,
huge.
I know. It just sounds so ridiculous. How do they execute that?
Really nicely. Alien Theory actually does a audio read of that one too. Actually,
Oh,
that
okay.
and Batman versus Predator.
Oh, yeah, that was
So
epic.
let me type Alien Theory's channel in so you know what to look for.
I would say I'd love. That was the one time where Batman having armor worked.
Hmm
And I
There's
love his design too.
he even covers a story about this one human cyborg that actually was in the hive and survived the hive of a xenomorph hive that went crazy.
Hmm.
Um, they had no queen
Oh,
whatsoever, and they learned the human ways of breeding.
Oh,
Yeah,
I,
and
I thought most of them were male.
well, they don't really go into details or show any details of how they do it, but it's not pretty because
Okay.
this, like I said, this hive was different from any hive, any standard xenomorph hive that we all know of.
Yeah.
They were also sick,
Oh.
so they were trying to breed in certain ways by
So this was like
interbreeding
an
with the
invaded
humans.
species.
Yeah, they were interbreeding with the humans, and even then,
Oh.
the offspring did not survive. It
Oh.
it is nightmare fuel for the masses.
Well, it's
I remember
alien, so makes sense.
I remember my first experience reading that, and boy was I messed up for the rest of the night
Hmm.
because there was so much body horror
Uh, yep.
involved. Like there was bloated humans that were melted into the hive, like literally
Oh,
melted. They literally became the hive. And
lovely.
then what they did to the android that they had with them
Yeah.
was even like it's standard rip and tear, but man, did the art just illustrate how horrifying it looks.
Hmm. I guess the rule is if you're gonna do an alien comic, you better make it as horrifying and disturbing as possible.
It's funny because the omnibus books are kind of an anthology series in itself, but that
Hmm.
story really impacted me the most.
I can imagine. Now,
I'm
did
like
they design the xenomorphs more like that human xenomorph hybrid at the end of Resurrection, or were they like just regular?
regular. Like I said, the
Okay.
offspring didn't survive, so who knows what they would have looked like.
Yeah. Ooh.
But in the first stages, yeah, they were. Let's just say they would not have been pretty if they matured. They didn't even have haste. They didn't. Excuse me. They didn't even have face huggers to speak of in that hive.
Oh.
Bad, that's how bad that hive was when it was having troubles breathing.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't have face huggers. They had this gunk, as I like to call it, that they would suck up and force feed it into the to the females.
Ooh.
Yep, they literally
Nice.
force feed, and all the females would look like that one chick from Slither. Not as big as her, but close enough. They were that bloated, dude.
Oh.
Reminded me of the Brood Mother from Dragon Age Origins, and her origin story of how she gets made. If you don't know what the Brood Mother is, it's a creature from Dragon Age Origins,
Oh.
and it's a creature that breeds the Darkspawn, the main villains of the or at least the enemy force of Dragon Age.
Oh.
Ooh,
Okay.
man, that's what. But I'm saying it reminds me of the Brood Mother because when you get down to it, when you learn how the Brood Mother is made, horrific, dude. Very
Mm.
horrific. Way more horrific than what the Xenomorphs did to that colony in that story.
Ooh. Yeah.
Mhm.
Xenomorphs are messed up.
The Darkspawn are worse though, in some ways worse.
Oh.
Yeah, they
Yeah. This is why whenever there's like Alien versus Predator, I'm on Team Predator because they may hunt people, but they're at least more honorable and in some cases more merciful than the Xenomorphs.
that and they're not bioweapons like the Xenomorph are.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, by the way, the space jockey totally
Mhm.
different in the comics.
Oh,
Yeah,
what was he like in the comics?
there's a story where they go to the alien home planet, the Xenomorph home planet,
Oh, I never
and
thought of
that's
having a home planet.
and that story introduced the space jockey. If you a lot of fans don't like that story
Oh,
because it gives kind of a closure to where the aliens come from, or at least a credence to where the aliens come from. The xenomorph, I mean, it
yeah,
kind of takes away the bio weapon aspect to them and the
yeah,
mystique. Yeah, I agree with them, but I'm like,
yeah. I can see that.
it's I'm indifferent.
But yeah, because I never thought of them having a home planet. It just don't seem like the type that could inhabit their own planet.
Yeah, they
More
wouldn't,
like parasites.
or a plague weapon,
That too.
bio
Yeah,
weapon. I mean, bio weapon.
definitely. Yeah.
Uh, what else I was gonna say about this? And that, but at this point now, we don't even know the certainty of the Alien franchise with Disney running it.
Yeah.
You see how they just rebranded 20th Century Fox?
Oh yeah, just 20th Century Studio. I don't know why they
That
did that.
sounds well. Most people are throwing out theories, but I'm not gonna bring them up.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is that it just sounds stupid.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Alita Battle Angel is the last movie that still has that brand 20th Century Fox. So I'm gonna keep it for that reason
Hmm.
because it still has 20th Century Fox branding.
Yeah. I think I
That and
still have a few films that still have the 20th Century Fox logo.
old films that have it too, like Alien.
Oh yes. Hmm.
Now, Owen,
Yes.
I've been meaning to ask you, especially
Hmm.
when it comes to future rewatches
Yeah.
that we're gonna have. What movies do you have?
Do I have? Let's
Because
see. Can't.
I'm sensing that you have a collection of movies.
Yeah. Um. I do have some Miyazaki films.
Oh, I can't help you there yet.
I have North by Northwest,
And then,
the Star Wars trilogy.
oh,
I
I
got,
got Empire and Return. I still need to get a New Hope,
yeah. I
but
have
I'm not sure if you want to
RoboCop.
tackle. I'm not sure if you want to tackle those movies since I'm pretty sure the professor and everybody else have already tackled those movies.
It'd be a nice fun rewatch.
Yeah. Oh, Matthew Flynn says I only know about the xenomorph home hive world. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it was. That
Oh,
xenomorph planet. That's the hive world.
I don't see that working.
But we did get the space jockey,
Uh,
and the space jockey. Newt becomes a special case in this series. She can connect with the space jockey through telepathy, or at least through the space jockey's telepathy.
that's weird.
And he's less than noble as they come. In part, I wish that we would have gotten this space jockey in Prometheus, because he's downright diabolical.
Oh,
Versus the 6 foot tall or 8 foot tall albino that just wake up out of crowd sleep and just go ham on everybody out of the blue.
hmm.
I rather would have had that, and also the space jockey design is different in the comics. They stick to that design that they had in the first Alien movie, and they run with it.
Ah,
Like
okay.
he's 8 foot tall and elephant looking.
Hmm.
Looks like a big alien elephant, and he also he flies like Orion from the New Gods.
Oh, like
So you
on
know
like a
how?
little ship. Yeah,
No, no,
like
no.
a not a ship. It's
He
like
has a
a
flying,
glider.
a flying apparatus, as I call it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I call it. Flying apparatus.
Yeah.
Because if it was a glider, then yeah, it would look like the Green Goblins. But The way how his thing is designed, it looks like an apparatus, which gets referenced in Superman Batman Apocalypse. Batman flies something similar like that, like Orion's apparatus in
Hmm.
that movie, that anime movie.
Yeah.
I still need to get Public Enemies. I can't for the life of me get why I never got a chance to get Public Enemies, because that's my favorite of the Disney DC animated movies. Many of the DC animated movies.
Yeah, I've seen that one too. That was a lot of
But
fun.
I took too
Just
much. I took too much of what you were saying. Tell me more of your collection.
oh, yeah, like I can't name everything right now, but like I also have the Die Hard series. I have the Clint Eastwood Western collection, Princess Bride, both Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. A couple of like British stuff. Um,
Basically, an assortment of
Spider-Man movies.
all kind
Yeah,
genres.
basically, yeah, except for
No-
horror.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting,
Hmm.
but we'll find a way to make this work.
We could always do Wizard of Oz.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at that notion. I'm laughing because yeah, we can do Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I think we should.
I think we can do that during the spring.
Yeah, because everyone has to have owned it, right?
I still need to own it, but yeah, I can
Oh,
acquire it.
okay. I was going to say, how could you have not owned it yet?
Dude, I used to have the Wiz, but that was I bought that for my mom
Oh, I never seen that one. I know Michael Jackson plays the Scarecrow in that version.
and Diana Ross
Ah,
and Nipsey Russell. Beautiful music there, but not the best live adaptation of a play though. It's good for what it
oh.
is though. It's a play.
So was it a
Yes,
play first?
it was a
Okay.
play
Or
first.
I should say, it was a musical.
Directed by Joel Schumacher of all people. Yeah.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me that much,
Well, it really
knowing
explains
the
his camera
style.
techniques
Yeah,
in the later Batman films after Returns. It really explains his
yeah,
camera techniques
of
or
course.
releases.
Anyone who does a musical will always have that music video style in their
Well,
work.
also if you look into his background, I think he was a music video director too,
Yeah, that I can see that. He does have a cool look to it,
just like Michael Bay was too.
and yet
Most of these directors,
Schumacher looks a lot more better than Michael Bay. Or his the style, I should say. It looks more appealing compared to Michael Bay's.
Chris P has a comment. He says, "My high school put on a production of The Wiz. My bro and I were the pit band. It was a fun experience. Good on you, man."
Hmm, cool.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, like Anderson, Bay, Schumacher. They're all music video directors.
Oh, there was I forget his name, but the one who directed Highlander. I think he also did music videos.
You'd be surprised, actually. Some directors that got their directorial debut start out as music video directors, or at least commercial
Hmm.
directors too.
Yeah, and then we also have like some filmmakers who also did music videos, like
It
John
really
Landis with
goes.
Thriller.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say like I believe John Landis with Thriller.
In short, it really goes to show that you need to have merit to work in an industry.
Yep. Even if it means you started off doing commercials, at least it gives you some credit in your work.
I hate to stick it to the social progressives on the stream, but I had to point that out. I was like meritocracy is there for a reason.
Yeah. And
It's not
then
that
you
we.
even have like successful filmmakers doing commercials for like the Super Bowl, like that one famous one from I think Apple it was, where they got Ridley Scott to do a sort of homage to 1984.
Hmm.
I think it was Apple, was it?
Yeah, it was Apple
Yeah, it looks pretty cool though.
for the right for all the
Which
right
is
reasons.
yeah, it was just like ooh,
Because of obvious
very good.
reasons. That lay is hot.
Oh yeah, yeah, the Olympic runner. I was just
She
remembering
aged.
cool jewels.
She aged really well. Is what I'm saying.
Ah, oh, that's good.
Yeah, she's a model. I think
I
still,
love,
or a
I love
retired
that,
model.
love that bit at the end when she just chucks that sledgehammer at the big screen and it just blows up.
You know something? I would, bruh. If our future looks like that, and that's what saves us, I'm
Uh,
all for that.
that'd be awesome. And like
I am
see everyone just like their mouths gape.
I am all for a hot woman in a Hooters looking tracksuit running across the hall, running across the corridors with a big old sledgehammer and smashing the system.
That'd be quite epic.
If that is our savior, I'm all for that. And like, hey, many people who have led us to prominence are usually the unlikeliest.
Yep, I must say an Olympic runner ending tyranny. That'd be pretty cool.
Hey, it worked with the civil rights. It worked for the civil rights, right? One was a reverend. One was a nut. One was a hmm, how do I call Malcolm X?
Didn't he start off as a gangster?
Yeah, there you go. One was an ex criminal.
Ah, that
So
is quite interesting.
heroes come in all shapes and forms. Is what they do in life that makes them heroic.
Yep. But yeah, I always remember looking up that commercial online with you guys like, oh hey, Ridley Scott did this, and I like his visual style.
It's a shame that he abandoned that style after a while.
Uh,
There's some things in Alien Covenant that should not exist if it's supposed to be way before Alien starts.
oh wait, that
Like,
was supposed to be a prequel,
yes,
but
that
the xenomorph is there. That doesn't make
I'm
sense.
saying it takes place well after Prometheus, and yet
But
the technology in that movie presented was advanced, way more advanced than the first Alien.
oh, not only is that, you see the xenomorph in the trailer, and it's like, but that, but the first, but canonically, for the first time you see one was an alien.
Exactly.
That doesn't make
Now,
any
a lot of
sense.
people throw in a lot of theories as to why the Nostromo have their first time seeing that xenomorph, because Alien Covenant. That's the thing. Alien. That's why I hate Prometheus. That's this is exactly the reason why I hate Prometheus and Alien Covenant altogether, because
Mm,
that's why I say when I told you guys about prequels,
yeah,
when you do your prequel, separate it from like keep it as far away from your first your first story as possible.
yeah. In a way, the prequel trilogy in Star Wars kind of did that.
Hmm.
I mean, it still had its issues, but like at least was doing what a prequel should do is tell its own story, and then at the end
Here's
have it tie in with the original.
here's also the thing. Its technology was not that far fetched to really be like well above what could be what could be overly advanced than the what came before.
Yeah,
Like people can make the argument that the AT-ATs are less inferior than the clone troopers AT-AT, tanks, right?
Yeah.
But it's not that far fetched why they would go for the AT-AT design now.
Mhm.
Same thing with the X wings with the clone troopers, little six wing fighters.
Yeah.
Not that far fetched to how they would get that go from that to X wings.
Plus, I believe the prequels was supposed to be kind of like this was their golden age, and then the sequel trilogy was like everything kind of became like everything was falling apart and everything was had become dirty and old.
Not
So
necessarily
I
falling
see where
apart, but yeah, I get where you're going there.
yeah, I see where Lucas was going for. Like this was like the golden age of like the Jedi and everything, and then when the Empire took over, things kind of just went
Industrial.
downhill.
Let's call it that one. That
Yeah.
was their industrial age.
Yep. Yeah.
Because
So yeah,
the
there
Naboo
was a.
represents the royal family side angle,
Mhm.
and the Senate on Coruscant was
Oh
to
yeah.
signify Rome in its own way.
Oh yeah, I can see that. It also kind of looked a bit like New York City.
Yeah, little New York City.
Blade, a bit of Blade Runner in there too. I noticed,
Matthew
except for them
Flynn.
the flying
It's
cars.
hang on. Sorry, hang on. Matthew Flynn. It's fine. We'll s- we'll yeah, we'll see you in the next year to come. So
Yeah.
if you gotta go, you gotta go, dude. It's fine. You this like I said, this is the fun string. You're not obligated to stick around that long.
Yeah.
So
See
Merry
you,
Christmas and
Matt.
take care, dude.
Merry Christmas, and see you next year.
I think I should be wrapping it up soon, but we can keep going a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Yeah, my mom's here, so I'll be leaving
Yeah, I
dinner
hear in the
soon.
background. Yeah, I hear in the background. But yeah,
Mhm.
I want. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time too. But let's keep going just a little bit more, just a little bit more. But yeah,
Okay.
that's the problem I had with Alien Covenant was the fact that there were so many things that just doesn't add up when you finally get around to Alien,
Mhm.
like the view screens look so much Star Wars.
Oh.
They had holographic imagery that mirrors Star Wars in some ways. I'm like, how? How we go from that to what the Nostromo have, and don't give me that crap that the Nostromo is a degradation of their technology. As far as I could tell of Alien, the Nostromo was the most advanced trucker ship that they had. Yes, it was falling apart. Yes, it's an old ship, but it's by far the advance of that time.
Yeah.
And then when you get to military vessels like the Soliloquy, that's as far advanced as they can get with the Soliloquy.
It makes you think if Covenant should have just been like a continuation of Alien instead of a prequel.
I
Probably would have been much better.
I really wanted Neil Blomkamp to direct his Alien 5.
Oh, what would Alien 5 be?
Weird, but for the right reasons.
Ah.
And truth be told, I'd rather Neil Blomkamp to continue the Alien trilogy than really Scott himself, because after
Hmm.
Prometheus, I was like, just let him work on Prometheus and let Neil work on the Alien sequels. Because I don't want at this point I didn't want really anywhere near Alien anymore after what he did with Prometheus.
Oh. All right.
And truth be told, I'd rather he
Yeah,
worked on.
I would say
Go ahead.
Alien. I was gonna say I rather did like the concept I heard about what Alien 3 could have been, which was like a like this wooden planet, which that'd be
That
interesting to see and how
that
that
would not have
would
worked.
work.
Sadly, it's cool in concept on paper, yes, but it would not have worked. Too many plot holes on how that thing functions. I mean, the
No,
design of it looks cool, but like,
fine.
I thought you were gonna bring up Neil Blomkamp's concept art because the concept art depicted Ripley in an alien suit, a literal xenomorph suit.
I
That
wonder how
was
that
one
would have worked.
idea. I'm sorry, that was one idea that I'm pretty sure he would not have went through with, but it did have Hicks alive and functioning with a melted face on the
Hmm.
side.
Oh yeah, because of the acid blood from aliens.
What was weird was he had a suicide vest on, and I don't know what the hell was he playing with Hicks on that one. So that kind of put me on pause when I saw that concept art of Hicks with a suicide vest. I'm like, is he making Hicks a terrorist? I don't know, man. That's weird. But what really
Or he would have made an sacrifice at the end.
yeah. I mean, if he made a sacrifice, that's fine. But like, if
Yeah,
they were
I could see that.
if it was against William Uchani, I was like, but really, Hicks as a suicide bomber? That's your answer to William Uchani? Okay. But what cemented my hope a bit was and in Queens in the Morph run through the jungle. Yeah, there's a
Oh,
picture of her running through a jungle valley area.
oh, that'd be a cool change of pace.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dude, I would like. We already had the Queen run around in Antarctica. Thanks, Paul.
I saw that clip. It was like, that's a cool image.
But yeah, like when I saw comps images, I was like, he has an idea of what he's going with the alien. Like okay, at this point, look, if it's stupid, it's stupid. If it's gonna be stupid like Alien Resurrection, but with comps writing, it would be smart in some aspects. I'm all for it too.
Sure, we can deal with like some weirdness and aliens, but I feel like weirdness and alien kind of do go well
And
together.
freaking Ripley dressed as a freaking xenomorph. I'm like, okay, that's some weirdness that I'm willing to overlook a bit, but at least it ain't freaking really Scott's revelation of religion that he keeps putting into his films.
Oh, I heard I think he did like, may have been recent, but he did like a show called The Terror, where it's like a period piece where these guys are in, I believe, Antarctica, and I think it was sort of based on like some true events.
It oh, you talking about the Terror? Yeah,
Yeah,
it is based on
that
true
looked in,
events.
that looked interesting just for the fact that like the main villain is well the environment itself.
Yeah, it's a mini series that I need to check out.
Yeah, a little bit of man versus nature, and it was pretty interesting.
I remember History Buffs doing a video on it too.
Ah, I saw this one clip where this guy's in a diver suit and he's like picking at the ice on the propeller, and he might have been hallucinating, but he like saw like some sort of ghost or like a corpse coming right at him, and he was like, "Pull me up!"
Hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, that's an interesting visual." Yeah,
You
when
know
I
how
saw
they
the show,
died, right? The crew, because the whole crew died.
oh, that is it sounds like a pretty short-lived series, but how did they die?
Um, through starvation, cannibalism, and
Oh,
eating their own shoes.
oh, wow.
They were starving so bad. Oh, and they had a very horrible disease that turn your I think they turn your eyes yellow and they make your gums bleed
Goodness.
and you have bloody diarrhea too.
Wow, this
Got the
already
name of the
sounds like like a legit horror story. I can see why they made a series of it now.
and they caught that because the practice at the time was canned goods, which is yeah it's still the most viable practice for preserving food,
Yeah.
but the canned goods that they had were mismanaged, so they were
Oh,
eating expired food. On top of that, the cans were rusted, so they were eating not only were they eating expired food, but they were eating expired food that was rust contaminated.
wow. No wonder they all died.
Yeah, it was.
They couldn't even keep a
It's
proper kitchen.
well,
But
it's not. It's not
uh,
even the proper kitchen. It's the fact that's what the company gave them in
oh,
their supplies. So not only did they they had to get rid of the food when they figured it out. They had to feed the soldiers leather. The
man,
the soldiers, the sailors.
makes me think of what kind of a company would would do that to them, man.
But their sacrifice was not in vain, though, for they were able to map out the entire world.
Yeah, that's a silver lining.
Yep, silver lining at its finest, and I think they have a memorial for them too. They do have
Oh,
a
that's
memorial.
good.
Yeah, it's one of it's very like you said, it's a very horrific story to revisit.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer for the Terror, like apparently they might have also been dealing with like a polar bear.
That was fictional.
Okay,
That was completely fictional. That
okay,
didn't
because I
that
was
didn't
like
happen.
that would have been a bit much for them to deal with,
hmm I mean, yeah,
considering all.
that's the only thing that they dealt with was the frigid cold, and they got stuck along the way. Said
I
they
mean,
abandoned ship.
already it does sound a bit like Alien, oddly enough. Just minus monster.
But you got any more questions for me?
No, not really. Just hanging out on Christmas Eve.
I won't keep you too long. So you know, you go ahead and enjoy your mother and
Okay,
Christmas Eve,
all right.
and I'll wait till tomorrow for me and my wife to open our presents tomorrow. But it's good to have
Cool.
you here, Wingman.
Same. Good to be here.
So this pretty much wrap up the fun stream for today. I'd like to thank my host, my wingman, the Guyver Patriot, Owen Lister. Uh, as far as what's going on for this week, we have Troy Pacelli's stream tonight for the Little Drummer Boy rewatch. Check that out later on. Tomorrow, I believe that Famine might have something. I don't know for sure, or better yet, I don't think anybody has anything to do tomorrow since tomorrow it is Christmas.
Yep.
So in case if you guys come back on the back stream on this one, the back watch on this one, and you manage to if you manage to get here this far, Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night, and enjoy yourselves tomorrow. Saturday will be Saturday will be Big Al's rewatch of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I'm up for that too. I'm gonna be watching it
Oh.
for. I'm gonna be watching it through memory, but if you want to watch along, I'm pretty sure it's still available on Netflix. So I'll be making sure it's still on Netflix on my end. Um, Sunday will not be a rewatch on our channel, my channel specifically. The rewatches are still on until for us, at least until the guy or Patriot can acquire said movies that we can rewatch or acquire movies that he think will be a good viable rewatch for us. Later on will be Study Hall with Troy Pacelli and H. Boomer, and later
Hmm.
on will be me and Mr. Matchstick and our we watches on Sunday if he has something going on Sunday. I don't think he will be because the holidays.
Yeah.
Monday will be Sound Engraver's Monday Night Muse. Oh hey there, Sound Engraver. Please keep an eye out for that stream on Monday. She might have something on. Hope maybe she might not have something on Monday because it's still the holiday week. Maybe not. Maybe so. But if she doesn't, then still keep track of her every Monday. Monday Night Muse. Tuesday, nothing for the Wolf Commander, and the Wolf Commander will be taking a break, a long holiday break from the WCR topics. I still have topics on the list though. So be sure that we still have topics going on here, buddy.
Hmm.
I still got a list from the last fun stream. Um, be looking forward to my retrospective stream for X-Men Evolution, definitely. And I will, but during my break, I will try to do some art videos. So that's another future thing that I've been wanting to that I tried to get started this year, but I'm gonna get start next year. I'm gonna be doing art videos for you, for everyone who has trouble drawing or has curious who's always been want to know how I do my artwork, or what approaches y'all want to tackle certain things like anatomy or coloring or line work. So definitely be anticipating those kind of videos, and I think I'm gonna call those drawing with Wolftan.
Cool.
Working title maybe, but that's gonna be happening too. Um, Other than that, Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's usually when I do the Wolf Commander Rambles, which is 2:30 Eastern time. Wednesday will be Tuesday also Professor Geek or the Catholic Bible Greek usually have something ready for us, be it a book study or um or maybe a video or two. Same thing with the Riccellis. We don't know who's taking whatever, but I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna be delivering on something on that front. Wednesday will be Green Lion Girls game streaming and also sounds with Birdman. Then we retread the same stuff usually. So again, this has been your Wolf Commander and your Werewolf, and also thank you for having my thanks for my wingman to be popping up, the guy Patriot. Sign us off, Owen Lister.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining us on this lovely Christmas Eve stream. So if you haven't done it yet, be sure to like, subscribe, and all of that stuff. And Merry Christmas, everyone. See y'all next year.
This has been the UN Spacey This has been the UN Spacey Wolf Squadron, your Wolf Commander and your Guy Patriot, and earlier our traveling macro scribe. So take care everybody, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Ow!
Yeah.